Stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Welcome once again to Access Vegas, guys. We have a special. Actually, no, I take it back. Nothing is special about this episode. There are no surprises coming. Don't worry about what's going to happen. Just stay tuned. I'm sure it's going to be just a boring, normal episode. Do not adjust your sets. We have a lot of new guests that are on the show this week, but we're here mainly. The reason why we did this today on a Wednesday is because tomorrow is going to be Babes in Toyland. The first ever Babes in Toyland Goes Country is going to be at Jason Aldean's. We're raising money for animal rescue, and everybody is dressing up like a cowboy, and all the girls are wearing Daisy Dukes and cowboy hats and stuff like that. So it's going to be an exciting time. So before we get started, we're going to introduce everybody who's here on the show. We have a packed show today. She is from Tennessee. She's an SEC college expert. Please welcome Sarah Blake. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm good.
Hold on a second. Let's make sure we got Sarah on there. Sarah, there we go. Wave at Sarah. Okay, awesome.
Hi.
Hey, Sarah, and as you know, hook 'em horns. Next to Sarah, she's from Las Vegas. She owns Dolls Model Management. It is Sasha. Sasha, welcome to the show for the first time.
Hey, thank you.
Awesome. Next to Sasha, she's from Las Vegas. She owns Mint Model Management, and she owns Shelby's Closet. She also owns Confidently Crowned. It is Shelby. Shelby, welcome for the first time to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And from Wisconsin, she's an exotic dancer and a model. It's Chloe. Welcome, Chloe, to the show. All right, awesome. Next to Chloe, we have, she's from Orange County. She's an entrepreneur. We have Amanda on the show. Welcome, Amanda.
Amanda.
Nice. And
Back again.
She's a singer and a songwriter from California. It's Armani. How you doing,
Hi,
Armani?
guys. I'm doing good.
Okay. And she is a content creator, a tattoo model from Los Angeles. First time here, it is Missy. Welcome, Missy.
Sup?
What's up? She is an entertainer from Dallas, Texas. It is Shelly Jane. How you doing, Shelly?
Hi.
First time joining us again. She's a content creator from Scottsdale, Arizona. She came here on a helicopter.
No
it is
way.
Taylor. How you doing, Taylor? Some
Good.
guy thought enough to bring you on a helicopter. That's pretty amazing. That's incredible. And also, she is from San Diego. She owns Hayden Entertainment. It is Kendra Hayden. First time coming on the show. Welcome, Kendra. He is from Boston, Massachusetts. He's a professional fuckboy. Please welcome Luke Chase. Luke Chase to the show.
None of that.
Yeah, none of that. He's one of our coaches at Men of Action. And she is from the Bay Area. She is a bartender on the strip. It is Claire. Welcome back, Claire.
Back again.
Welcome back, Claire. Awesome. Okay, do we have anything that you want to go over? You want to do the
Well,
videos?
I turned a year older today.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Shut up, everybody. Shut up. Not right now. Not right now. Stop. Not the time. You didn't hear any of that.
Nope.
Wait. What else is going on?
What else is going on? Well, we got Babes in Toyland tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I actually got cowboyed up. So
Awesome, man.
please go.
It's called Babes in Toyland
Babes in
turns
Toyland
Trump rally.
At
That's what it's
Jason
called.
Aldean's.
Jason
Yeah,
Aldean's.
at
Babes
Jason
in Toyland
Aldean's.
Trump rally tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
Awesome. All right, cool.
Awesome.
Anything else?
That's it.
Let's get to the video.
get to-
guys
I know
have
you
all
wanna
seen
see
video.
the- you've been
It's got
waiting for this.
700 million views so far, and we're going to react to it. Ready?
Preaching about the arrival of Christ.
Thank you. Screen froze. What's going on here?
Going up.
sauna. I'll just tell you play-by-play because our TVs don't work here for some reason. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's already been to the gym. He's done a cold plunge in his face. Now he's out training outside.
3, 2, 1.
I got 4 something like 355. Now he's sprinting. And now he's doing jumping jacks. He's like jumping and touching feet. It's
Good to meet you, man. Respect it. That's crazy. Thank you, bro.
There we go. Now
It caught up.
Pause it. It'll catch up.
And they pause it for you.
Pause it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, guys. We're having some trouble with the TV. And then try it again now. Start. And now he's taking his second shower. And now he's got another banana that he's wiping on his face. He's using the banana to clean his face off.
What the hell is that for?
Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
And now he's dipped his face
You
in the
made your
ice
first
for the third
10,000.
time.
Congratulations. We got to do at least
There's
20,
no way
bro.
we can just use this TV. It's just as bad. I mean, it's absolutely the same thing. Okay, so there's no way to fix this. Okay, all right. Sorry. Have you guys who have seen that video before? You guys seen it? Like it's got 700 million views. The guy went off and he did this, and he in the comments they just called him a tryhard. They called him every kind of fucking name they could. So what I wanted to do because it's a special day, is I got
Oh, Jesus.
I got some of the $50 water. I actually literally had to pawn one of my Rolexes to get this thing. So we're gonna open up the water here real quick. We're gonna have just blew up on me. Okay. So this is great. Hold on. What does $50 water taste like? What does it taste like? What do you think?
Tastes like
It's got that water. It's got that water feel to it. No,
Yeah.
so this brand of water, Saratoga, it sold out like right after that video came out because everybody wanted to try it. And it's good. It's it's glass or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, what were your thoughts when you saw that video? Rollo?
I wonder what he was doing with the bananas.
Yeah, it's a skincare
I
routine.
want to
where
know,
it's put on-
like, what is that? Like, is it like the potassium?
Yeah. Is there anything else you thought? Anybody else seen it? You had a thought about that video?
This is actually, I think I've seen this once. I saw it pass through, and I'm like, why is this such a big deal?
Yeah. He made a second video about when he goes to sleep. It's already got like 12 million views on TikTok.
I thought it was funny because like he does his whole day and he records his whole day and then uses every single little bit of his day as a clip.
Yeah.
It reminded me of something that Justin Waller told me one time. He said if he could have like a drone or something follow him around all day long, like morning, noon, and night, he would do it. He would record every aspect of his life.
Yeah. That's wild. Anybody else? You guys see this? No, you guys seen it?
I've seen it.
Huh?
No, I just saw it now.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny because, like, why is he recording? Like, he's got to set up his phone every time he he's got.
No, he probably had a guy follow him around.
He probably has some people.
So there's a couple things in there. He walks outside, and he walks outside. It's like 7:16, but like the sun. It was one of these things where it's like it was too early for the sun to be up in Miami, so it's clear he filmed it at some other time, and somebody caught it for it. Anyway, the point is, everyone's been trashing him, and I just think, dude, if this guy's making more money than you, I don't have anything negative to say about it. That's fucking incredible. He's gonna make this dude is gonna make a shit ton of money. Mr. Beast just made a video with him right now, which means he's like world famous.
Wow.
Yeah, but like I think one of the issues is, and I heard Myron actually talking about this, is
Dude's
that
yoked as fuck.
because he was a Division I running back. Was he at Alabama? I forgot where he played. He was a running back somewhere. But what happens is we get to the point where a lot of people, you hear people under the age of 24, what do they want to be? Do they want to be astronauts? Do they want to be lawyers, doctors? What do they all want to be?
Content creators.
They all want to be influencers. They all want to be content creators. They all want to stay at home and make content, and that be the dream. And so they see this guy, and he did it. He actually did it, and so their response to it is just to kind of shit on him, you know.
What's crazy is he got evicted from the place he was
Did
using
he?
to film.
Why?
The actual building.
Why did he get
He wasn't
evicted?
paying rent. It was like $17K a month.
That's all. Oh, they wanted more money.
Wow. Damn.
That sounds
video will help
sounds
him pay for
Incredible, incredible,
Yeah.
awesome.
No, go ahead.
I said the video will help him pay for it.
Can you grab the mic?
Yeah.
Yep, I can grab the mic.
Well, Claire, they can't hear you unless you grab the mic.
What he probably made was it on TikTok?
That video went got
Instagram?
700 million views, I think, on Twitter,
Wow.
and then it got several million views on several other platforms.
This is really $50 water.
Somebody tell me, how much is Saratoga water? I think
Maybe
it's
that water
expensive.
promoted
I know it was
him.
expensive and it took a long time for me to get it. Let me have
that
one.
video.
Has anyone else in here tried the banana routine?
No.
No, but I'm dying to
I
try it
actually
now.
have, and it's fucking bullshit. Well, do it at night because it makes your face sticky. I'll try any of these stupid like fads, like beauty fads, but it's
But did you dip your
Hey, did you see
face
this?
and like plunge your face after?
oh in water. You dip that shit all the
Hey, guys.
time. Every time I'm
Hey,
You
guys,
said
watch.
you said you're an esthetician too, right?
I'm an
Yeah, it's like you need to work on retinol and moisturizer and sunscreen. Like no.
other things.
I just find
Maybe
it funny
cheaper.
because like I thought two things about the video. One, I thought he was very productive. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, look at him, doing his thing. That's good. Men should take notes, even if it is excessive.
It was just scrolling
Yeah.
the banana.
And two, why is men's skincare so like excessive? It's either like
it tastes like
cancel
children's
or
tears. Yeah,
excessive
it does.
fruits. I don't know why, but men love doing skincare like that. It's funny.
It is pretty
Hand
good.
soap or like fruits.
So if you guys
There's no in
watch,
between.
you guys watch when I drink this. Watch this. My FICO score just went up. Did you guys see that? You see that? All of a sudden, watch. Ready? Watch this.
Sparkling water?
I was just approved for a home loan. Did you guys see how I did that? Wow. This stuff is incredible. It really is amazing. Man, awesome. It's really, really great. It cleared my gout. Beautiful. All right, cool. Do we have another video you want to try?
Yeah.
Travis, is there a solution here? Is there anything we can do to maybe be able to watch the videos? No? Okay. Okay, all right, let's try it again. Hey, guys, could I ask you all another question? Could you all go to airplane mode because we got to make sure nobody's on the Wi-Fi because if you are, then it's part of the reason
Yeah,
why there's an
bandwidth
issue
is
here.
tough.
I turned my Wi-Fi off.
Okay, awesome. Beautiful. Awesome. Do you want to try the next one here?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Which one do we want to do? Oh, jeez.
Pick them all. We have so many.
I know. I want to do this one. I want to do this one. She'll love this one.
Single or just can't get a relationship? Have you always wanted to snuggle in someone's buns without the fear of getting pink eye? Do you not have your own girlfriend's booty to slap as you pass by? Do you feel judged for wanting to eat snacks out of a booty like groceries? Introducing the Buttress pillow, the first ever pillow to provide all the perks of a girlfriend booty without the baggage of a relationship. Providing the most quality neck support, fulfilling any urges to slap or grab a booty, or even finally being able to snack how you want. Feel the softness, experience the support. Whether it's support, comfort, or late night snacks, your Buttress pillow will be there for you. Order in the next 12 seconds and we'll throw in a free Buttress booty keychain so you can take your little booty wherever you go. Because life is too short to be bootyless.
Okay, where can I buy one?
As someone who is bootyless, I approve this message.
Okay. Does anyone want to buy one of these from Missy right here?
Hey, I want to buy one.
Yes.
90s inspired, infomercial.
That's unbelievable.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
You sold me.
See, I feel like that deserves millions of views.
Hey.
That's great. So you think more than the other video? You thought that deserved, yeah. It's pretty funny.
That was pretty good. Bravo.
Much more creative.
Travis Kelce should buy that for Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift needs some ass. Is that what you're saying?
That's so mean.
Yeah, that's pretty mean.
That was
that's,
very
That's
mean.
pretty mean. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Anybody else interested in the butt pillow?
Buttress pillow.
Buttress pillow.
I mean, it looked really comfortable.
I
It looked
really like the
so
little booty
comfortable
chain.
when you were laying on it.
Hold on. Shelby, what'd you say?
No, I like the little booty chain.
The little
that was cute.
I want one of those. I got you, girl.
I was gonna say, how many times did you fall asleep? Just like it looked so comfy. In between those cheeks,
Dude,
and just
between the cheeks, man. I wish
You should make a boob one next. Make a booby one.
yeah, make
Booby
a boob.
A BBL version.
Yeah, BBL version, the Miami
BBL.
version of your butt pillow. It's like all big and jiggly and shit.
Well, I made a video of I bought this silicone butt from Amazon and because people on the people on the internet of course I know I have no ass, it's just lower back and leg, and so I make jokes about having a flat ass. So I bought this silicone ass, and around Christmas time I had made a video of I asked Santa for a BBL, and it was pretty funny.
All
I made it
right.
into a Christmas rhyme. So
Okay. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, let's get to, you want to do the next one?
Speaking of Taylor Swift,
Here we go.
If they'd rather have a Taylor Swift concert ticket or one Bitcoin.
Taylor Swift ticket.
Taylor Swift ticket. Oh.
yeah, that's it. Here.
All right, everybody pay attention. Everybody look at the screen right here to your
Here we
right.
go.
We're asking people if they'd rather have a Taylor Swift concert ticket or one Bitcoin.
Taylor Swift ticket.
Taylor Swift ticket. Obviously.
A Bitcoin. Guaranteed. I'll have to take the Bitcoin on that one.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift ticket.
I would rather have one Bitcoin. For me, one Bitcoin.
Taylor ticket.
Definitely Taylor.
Bitcoin.
Would rather have one Bitcoin. I can buy Taylor Swift a song to perform live at my birthday for 90 grand.
Taylor Swift tickets. Taylor Swift ticket.
One Bitcoin.
I already have a ticket, so I'll take the Bitcoin. Taylor Swift tickets. Taylor Swift ticket.
It depends on where it is. If it's floor seats, but if not, the Bitcoin. A Taylor Swift ticket.
Bitcoin. That's hard. I think a Bitcoin, though.
Taylor Swift ticket.
Choose Taylor, honey.
Taylor Swift ticket. Taylor Swift ticket.
There is ticket.
In US dollars, it's around $90,000.
That's crazy. But still, I would still choose Taylor over $90,000.
Raise your hand if you would rather have a Taylor Swift ticket. Anybody?
How much are our tickets worth?
Let's just say that.
Not 90 grand.
Let's just say the ticket's $25,000. Bitcoin right now, as we are speaking, is at $83,626. But this is like a phenomenon. Like, we have a lot of people doing this. Why is that? Why do you think, ladies? Why do you think so many ladies would rather have a Taylor Swift ticket? Anybody?
Because they don't.
They're Democrats.
Huh?
They're Democrats.
Fulfill their childhood
Sarah actually
dreams.
got it correct. Say that again in the microphone.
They're Democrats.
They're Democrats. Is that why? Anybody else? Anybody else?
There may be some childhood wounds that maybe
Some childhood wounds that they were dealing with? Yeah?
Definitely childhood.
How about they don't understand the value of money because maybe they never earned any? How about that could be also a reason.
They don't know what the value of a
They don't value money is.
They don't believe in Bitcoin.
Right.
They were raised to marry a rich man.
Yes.
That's what they are.
Okay, got it. All right. Beautiful. That's awesome. Well, which would you rather have? I know you said you'd rather have a Taylor Swift ticket, Luke. Which is that still your answer?
Taylor Swift ticket? Nah.
No.
You could go backstage for that. Like with
Yeah.
Bitcoin, you could still buy backstage ticket and have money left over.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I'm
You
glad.
notice that most of the guys said a Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. There was
Like
one guy
90
that said that's a hard decision.
Yeah, no, but he knew. But he said hard decision because he was like he knew what he knew what it was. But yeah, no, I was gonna say it's like it's funny because it'll show you like what women focus on and what men focus on too. So it's like men, by and large, men are gonna know what the value of a Bitcoin is versus what the value of a Taylor Swift ticket is gonna. And granted, Taylor Swift tickets are pretty freaking expensive, but they ain't $90,000 expensive.
Were they allowed to like look it up before they decided, or was that like
Probably not. No, I'm just probably it's just some.
So I'm like, I always do research, so
It's one of those man on the street things, Yeah. There were a few ladies that didn't say Bitcoin though.
Yeah, they were the smart ones.
They were smart ones. Yeah.
Like two.
Like two.
I think I counted 3. There's 3.
Yeah.
You want to try a smoke detector? Have you
Oh, I have that one. Hang
see that one.
on. Let's see. I just put them in name order. There you go.
SM.
There it is right there. Okay, hang on.
Ready?
All right.
Watch the
Here we
screen,
go.
guys.
At Oxford on infidelity. Here's why I think you're probably too jealous. One of the most important psychologists in history, Dr. David Buss, who I had a very interesting public conversation with a couple years back, now quite famously said that jealousy evolved to function like a smoke detector. If a smoke detector goes off when it shouldn't have, that's a bit annoying, right? You might have to get up on a stair and, mess with it. But if a smoke detector doesn't go off when it should have, well, maybe you lose your house, maybe you die. Similarly, if you get jealous and your partner has been nothing but faithful, that's a bit annoying, right? Maybe you become like an insecure boyfriend meme. Maybe it marginally lowers your mate value in her eyes. Worst case scenario, maybe you get dumped. Maybe you get thrown out the way an oversensitive smoke detector might be. But in our evolutionary history, even that wasn't as bad as if your partner was actually cheating and you didn't get jealous. As raising another man's offspring without being aware of it is oftentimes pretty close to the worst case scenario from a reproductive fitness standpoint. And while women didn't typically have to worry about maternity certainty, for our ancestral mothers, her mate mating with other women meant that she could lose her male's investment, resources, and protection to other females and their offspring. Which is, again, a worse scenario than acting like a meme for a moment. And so we as a species should have evolved to be hypersensitive, oversensitive, overreactive to cues that our partner might be unfaithful. This is the same reason cats get terrified by cucumbers. Being a little foolish as an animal is a lot better than getting bitten by a snake. And so our evolved emotions often act as smoke detectors, going off a little too much. I'm sometimes criticized for talking about humans as if we're animals, which is funny because we are animals. But for skeptics, one of the clear benefits of this approach is being able to step out of ourselves and understand our emotions and impulses in their evolved context. In this case, hopefully, by taking a deep breath and realizing the fire alarm was designed to go off a little too much.
Awesome. Anybody have anybody in a relationship and you have this thing where maybe you're a little too jealous, or you've been with someone who was jealous? Yeah. Guys, speak up. Seriously.
Jealous side.
Go ahead, Kendra.
Come on, here you go.
Kendra, grab the microphone.
So me being a dancer, especially in this show, or in Vegas, I've done topless shows. Right now I do Little Miss Nasty, which is very, very vulgar. I'm into burlesque, getting down to a pasties and a G. Do I know a thing or two about jealous partners and people that cannot handle it and just freak out over just the littlest things, despite how open I am?
But I feel like they're always okay with it at first in the relationship. They're like, oh, I would never tell you to stop. Like, I would never do that. That's not my place. And then as the relationship goes on.
Or they see it. That's why for me, second date, you're coming to my show and you're coming to my nastiest, gnarliest gig. Can you handle it? Can you not?
So can you be specific? Like, what has happened? Like, how you had serious relationships that ended because they weren't able to figure this out?
Yeah, so I did. I had a partner. Still, I wish him nothing but the best. It was amazing, and he's
watching right now. He's just super.
He comes from a super conservative background. So first off, him moving to Vegas in the first place from Utah was insane. You can guess, ex-Mormon. But bless his heart, he tried. He tried so hard. And again, our second date was him coming to see my topless show and then continuing to go dance at a club afterwards. And he tried his best, but then it just got to a point where he's like, listen, I
eats them
can't
up
do
inside.
it. Yeah, because he couldn't really handle, I think, a bit of it was.
And there was no extracurricular shit. Like,
No.
you weren't talking to other dudes or anything
No,
like that.
not
Okay.
at all.
This is just a display thing that he had a problem with. Okay.
Full display, because it was the point of messages that I get and the people trying.
Got it.
Trying to get behind closed doors, that would eat him up, that there were all these constant kind of options and people coming forward.
Got it.
That I think freaked him out a little bit. And at the end of the day, he's like, when are you going to stop doing this? And I was like, oh, no.
So he was ready to come in and take you out of that. And he was like,
If
when are you going to like?
A little bit, where I was like, oh, I'll just, this is what I do. And he was hoping, oh, dancers, you have a shelf life. Not in this city. No. Not
So wait,
in this
how long was your relationship
2.5
with him?
years.
Wow, 2.5 years.
he
That's
really-
actually pretty good.
He did a really good job.
Before
Bless
he
his
got
heart.
jealous.
Did he
Yeah.
No. 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 But yeah, he
Two and a half years
Bless
is a
his
good
heart.
run.
Ladies, real quick, and then I'm going to ask Sasha a question. You would give up your job and your Instagram right now for a man who took care of everything? Raise your hand.
Yes.
Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand so we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, you would not. Raise your hand if you would not.
I wouldn't now, but I did in the past. It did not work.
You would now? Okay. Okay. Sasha, what is it? You had a relationship and the guy was jealous. Was it the modeling, the atmosphere modeling? What was it?
No, I was dancing at the time.
Okay.
I'd been dancing, yeah. And we had started dating. He knew I was a dancer.
Yeah.
He knew from the beginning. It was no surprise. Like, we had been friends before we started dating. And he always told me, like, I would never make you stop. Like, that's not my place. Which I actually did end up stopping for him.
And he took care of everything, and then what happened?
Yeah,
That's when we first met. Actually.
Yeah, I stopped for him. Regret it completely. I went back.
So you broke up with him. Oh, so he was taking care of everything, and then that was...
No, he wasn't even taking care of everything.
He wasn't taking care of everything.
He was all talk, no walk.
All talk.
And I still stopped because I was working at the hair salon at the time. So I was like, okay, I'll stop dancing, like focus on doing hair. And then, something happened between us. And I was like, you know what? He just showed me disrespect in the relationship over and over again.
So you broke up with him and then went back.
At that point, I was like, okay, like, I'm going to go back to dancing. The ball is in your court. Like, you can stay with me or leave me, but, like, this is what I'm doing at this point. And he broke up with me.
Got
at
it.
that point. And we had been together
he
for, like,
wasn't
3 years
supporting
at
you,
that
right?
point. Yeah, he wasn't supporting me. That's not why, but, like, he wasn't supporting me anyway. No.
I feel like I've never been in that situation, but I feel like if someone is with you, they start dating you, and you already have a profession.
You can't go in a relationship with them
I feel
asking
like,
them to change.
Exactly,
That's not
but
fair. And
I
he
mean,
said that at the beginning, like, I would never ask you to change, but just as, like, the years went on.
right? Unless you're going to replace what I'm making. Yeah, if you find some
No,
way
I
for me to
totally
make the
agree,
same or more income and live the same type of lifestyle or better, then you can kind of give me advice
Decipher
on what
from there.
to
What if you had a man who like taught you Amazon FBA and wanted you to get out of that lifestyle and took care of your shit?
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Who here would give up? Who here would not give up your IG for a dude who was handling everything? You would not give up.
I don't think I would.
Yeah. Good. It's fine. Raise your hand if you wouldn't. It's fine.
Hard question.
That's okay. Cool.
That's a very hard question.
Go ahead, Armani.
I kind of feel like it really just depends on the context and what you're doing. if my man's taking care of everything, it's like, I get it if you don't want me doing anything where I'm excessively showing my body or like just doing a lot to where it's gonna like kind of taint your image as well, because you know you're a team at the end of the day. But if I'm doing harmless stuff like posting my face and going out with my family and going to brunches, I feel no need to deactivate my social media.
Would you start to feel like he's over controlling and blocking you from your family
Possessive.
and friends and being possessive? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've been in both sides, honestly. I've been the possessive one and I've been the one being possessed over. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword for me. It all depends on what you're using social media for. That's how I feel about it.
I agree with that.
I don't know if
I
this
would
is.
not-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You haven't talked.
I would not deactivate any of my social media platforms for any relationship because it is my career. I've been public speaking for 3 years. I own 3 companies. And so for me to disarm any of that, what I've built for myself, even if the man complimented it and made more money than me, I've built a brand for myself. And like I have like a dream and like desire what I want to attain in life. And I think if it's not doing anything where it's corrupting my image or bringing blasphemy or dishonor to his name, then there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. I agree.
Can I say something real quick? Okay, so I was just gonna say I don't know if I'm alone in feeling this way. Obviously, it's annoying when a guy is jealous all the time, always on you. But I think it's a little cute when they're like a little jealous over innocent things. Like I think that's kind of cute, and like to me, I kind of like that. Obviously, not in an annoying like crazy way. But like I think it's kind of cute, you know, like having those little moments, like oh you're jealous, you know, like if that's
kind of see it.
I think that's kind of cute. Like if you're not jealous at all, I feel like that's kind of a red
do you
flag.
even like me? Do you even care
Yeah,
about me?
it's like when you have that passion, like that needs to be there a little bit, you know,
I
like
agree 1,000%.
Give me attention.
Yeah. I think that men are super territorial. So it's like if you're not showing me that you're possessive over me a little bit, not a lot, to where it's unhealthy.
Yeah, there's like a fine line.
It's almost like, okay, I'm not your dream woman. Because at the end of the day, if you don't want to take care of what's yours, then obviously we're not meant to be. So
like not controlling, but just showing that like passion that that you care.
Could there be a balance where he still has boundaries, he's still masculine, he still leads, and he's also chosen you and shows that he's chosen you?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. But here's the problem. So guys hear what you're saying and they're like, oh, I need to make you my entire world. That's what they're hearing. And that's the thing. You'd still want him to be bigger, stronger, faster, better speaker than you in most cases, maybe not with you, but like for the rest of you, right? Most of the girls I date don't want to have a bigger podcast than me, but actually that's not true. That's actually not true at all.
I can think of a few.
I can think of 2. I can think of 2 that really that get
Why is there a
repetitive.
choice though? Why does it have to be a choice? You know what I
No,
mean?
it doesn't have to. It doesn't
a
have
guy
to.
just needs to like pee on me. Mark me, and then we're good. You know what I mean?
Literally?
How
do we get here?
Sarah.
And then like let's roll
Wait, literally, or if
Sarah, I'm sorry.
No, not literally. I'm just saying, mark your territory. Like
Oh, he needs you to. You need him to pee on you to mark the territory.
Like-
Metaphorically. Wait, I'm sorry. Real quick. What's your favorite SEC football team again? Which one is it?
Texas.
Texas? Are you a Longhorn? I didn't know you were a Longhorn. Okay, that's
Also, too, going back to like masculine and femininity, like men are providers, like they are hunters, so we need to let them hunt as women, right? And we're caregivers, so like I do respect a man that wants to go out and hunt and provide for a woman because like they see what she's what she can attain in life, and like at the end of the day, like a man and a woman do complement each other, right? So like men, like we have to let them be men and like lead us, and women, like I will say this: you only submit to a man if he's worth submitting to, right? Like, if you want
I
to
agree
bring
with you.
honor
I
to
know a
him-
lot of women who wouldn't submit to any man for any reason whatsoever because
then
they've
that's
never
not
had a positive male role model in their life. And they
100%.
see every single man as either Homer Simpson or Ted Bundy.
Well, then-
and so because they see every man as incompetent or dangerous, even then, look, we've had guys come on here and they talk about when my daughter has other girls over that don't have a male father figure, I can immediately tell. Yeah. Because one of the things that happens is, so when Rollo and I met each other, right? When we meet each other, if we had a disagreement, I'm not gonna be, you fucking bitch. There's a level to which 2 men are not going to exceed. You see it in the NBA, like there's some pushing and shoving or whatever. But when women do that, and I've had arguments with women before where it gets super personal, super quick, because we're not going to hit women. There's that nuclear option that men have with each other, women don't have. And so because of that, they go to levels of disrespect where it's accusing, it's accusation, whatever. And because of that, because they think that that's okay, when you get into a relationship with someone like that, it's impossible because it's like this massive level of disrespect. And my only choice is to leave. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
For me, if I love someone, I solve problems for them. That's what I do. I make your life easier. I'm Harvey Specter in Suits. I make your fucking problems go away. If I love you, that's for my guy friends, my girlfriends, my family. I make your problems go away. Maybe it's with money. Maybe it's through some kind of solution. What I need from a woman is not this fiery lava feeling of love. It's like, I love you 1 second, and then, oh my God, you looked at this girl, fuck you, I hate you. Like this up and down motion. What I need is when you have that lava, fiery emotion, for you to say, hey, this is an emotion inside of me. Is this worth ruining his day? Is this worth screwing up his business? Is this worth embarrassing him in front of his clients? Is this worth that? And can I put that feeling aside in service of the empire we're building together? That's respect. That woman gets the wedding ring. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
If you guys were ever confused, that's the highest level dudes, if they choose, which nobody wants to get married right now, but if they did choose a partner, it's going to be the one who grasps that concept. I do not attack. I do not accuse. I do not exaggerate. I can ask him how he feels. I do not tell him how he feels, but I can ask him how he feels. And his empire comes first and foremost so that we can build it together. I fully support whatever your man did. Your man is a trash collector. You're like, get out there and collect that fucking trash, honey. Nothing's going to stop you. In my case, I've dated women before, and they don't like the content that I make because they see some of it as like, oh, you're helping men with date multiple women, and I don't like that. I need a woman who wakes up in the morning and says, you need to get Sandeep from New Delhi laid tonight. And you need to do whatever the fuck you got. Oh, you don't feel like doing it? Get up and go to work, right? I need that. I need that level of commitment. That girl gets wiped up. That one. And for those of you who are confused and wondering like why that's not happening in your life, it's because that level of commitment is not what you have. I don't need you to be quiet. This whole idea is we want women who are submissive, or not submissive, but like automatons. That's what we want. We just don't want a woman who's masculine. That's the difference. Okay. We don't need you to just get into a dick measuring contest with us over what's right and what's wrong. And for God's sake, if it's something that I do for a living, don't tell me I'm wrong about something. That's the thing where I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work. Was fun. Maybe we can have a threesome, but like I'm not dating you because you're sitting there telling me I'm wrong about something I know I'm correct about. So that's the only issue that I would say when it comes to that. You're right for the most part. You're not going to submit to a dude who isn't worth it, but you've also seen women who submit to men who aren't worth it.
Yeah.
And frequently have never submitted to any man in their life because there was no religious figure, father figure, or so I've seen some women, they had no figure that they respected until they maybe joined the military or something like that. And until that happened, because of that, they have no paradigm with which to respect a man because they think every man is Homer Simpson. That's the problem.
And that typically stems from like a child wound or something that they've gone through that's traumatic.
Sure.
And I always tell like my clients is do not lead with your emotions. You need to lead with logic. Because at the end of the day, like your emotions and your mind are going to lead you astray. And this is why like men typically are leaders because they are more logical than women. We do lead with our emotions. So I always tell my girlfriends, stop thinking with your heart, think with your dick. No, I'm just kidding. I don't say that. But
hey guys, I'm going to give you the best piece of advice. I'm going to sum up all female dating advice in one sentence. Ready? Pay way more attention to what he does and less to how you feel about it. No. One more time. Pay more attention to what he actually does and less to how you feel about it. If you do that, you will solve all of it. Did he provide for me? Did he show up when he said he did? Or do you have an ick because he took a fucking nap? Like, pay attention to what he actually does for you and not so much about how you feel about it. You woke, I had a dream that you cheated on me. Whack. And then you hit him, right? That kind of shit. You're paying attention, but he didn't actually cheat on you, right? I've actually been in relationships before where a girl had a dream about me and held a grudge and was upset about me because of a dream she had. Pay more attention to what he does and less about how you feel about it, and you'll pick the perfect guy. You'll understand. He wants to be with me because here's what happens. You listen to the words, and when you listen to the words, he'll say whatever he's got to say to continue to have sex with you. Even if he loves you or doesn't love you, he's going to say whatever he's got to say. And so you're going to listen to these words instead of paying attention to only what he does. Men are so simple. There's no such thing as, he was tired and didn't want to have sex with me. Girl, he is fucking 3 other dudes. If you ever have a girl, if you have a guy and it's like,
other dudes?
3 other dudes.
Chicks. 3 other chicks, whatever.
I feel like if you had a dream, I don't know. Okay, my experience, I feel like if you had a dream that he cheated on you, he probably cheated on you.
Oh my God.
It's my subconscious.
I kind of agree. For me, it's been true. So every time
Again,
that's happened
I
to me,
don't
that
doubt that you may have had a dream about someone cheating on you and then they cheated on you. I'm not saying that wasn't the case, but you didn't find out because you had a dream. You found out through logic, reason, and accountability. You found out through deduction. And this idea that it's like, well, no, he's a Libra. Obviously, he's going to cheat on me. And I had a dream about it. And like you want to know why these relationships are so on the brink and so crappy right now? It's because of this. Again, with my employees, it doesn't matter how I feel about them. If they meet KPI, they get a bonus. If I have a coach and all he does is get positive reviews, it doesn't matter, oh, well, he went to a different university than me or I feel some kind of way. I only look at those metrics. And ladies, I'm telling you right now, if you just do what I say, and by the way, when you get older, you're going to do, this is how you're going to look at men. Pay attention to what they actually do and not how you feel about it. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a gold mine for you.
I presume you make a lot of money.
Me?
Yeah, with all your businesses and everything else.
I do well.
Are you in a relationship right now?
Well, she doesn't want to know about it.
She doesn't want to talk.
No, I'm saying her.
I'm not going to ask you personal questions.
No, I'm currently not in a relationship.
You're not in a relationship right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been in a relationship with a guy who made as much money as you or more money
I've
than
been in a relationship with a man that's made way more than I
you?
have.
Way more than you have.
Yes.
Okay. Because my question is this: is one of the words you led with was you have to allow these guys to, take the lead and stuff like that. Would you allow a man who made less money than you to take the lead? Is that a qualifier? Any of you guys?
That's a really great
question. Is that a qualifier for deferring to his authority? Is it just because he's a man, or is it because he makes more money than you?
I've actually sat with myself and asked myself this question: can I allow myself to date a man that makes less than me? Would I be content in this relationship? Would I be satisfied? Would I be, as a man, like I desire him to be the provider because I want to have kids and work from home and like raise the children. In a couple of years, that's why I started my businesses, because I do want to have kids and I do want to set that life up for myself. Man, would I date a guy that makes less than me? I don't know if I can answer that honestly right now.
The number one precipitator of divorce right now is when the husband and the wife are making about the same amount. The woman gets a bonus, or she gets a raise, or he gets fired. She gets a promotion, or he gets fired, or something. Suddenly they go from being the same, or maybe him a little bit more, where she's making a lot more. And that's the number one precipitator of divorce right now.
I don't really believe that.
I can believe that.
Because what happens is women then lose respect for that guy because his burden of performance is
I feel like
lower.
it'd be more the guy just feeling insecure and that killing his ego, and then his insecurities showing in the relationship.
Well, I think that's probably a component of it. What I'm saying is, like, one of the reasons, like, I think you were talking about how a guy gets jealous because you're doing, burlesque shows or stripping or whatever else. It's like, that's part of it for sure, because that's the sexual aspect of it. But the other thing is, for most guys, average guys, they're not going to be able to make the kind of money you can make on OnlyFans, the kind of money you can make stripping, the kind of money you can make as an influencer on Instagram or whatever else it is. And so there's that component that's added to it as well. So what happens then is, how do you let a guy lead? And you're in a relationship with him, you love him, everything else, but you're making more money than him, and you're also in a business of some sorts that is more prestigious, more status, and also happens to be something that is going to give him sexual jealousy at the same time. Yes,
So
Sarah, I know your situation. Yes, go ahead.
Because I'm the primary provider. I make all the money. My husband, he contributes in ways that are beyond what I would have dreamed of. So he picks up where I lack, because as a working mom, I have kids. There are things that I can't, get to. So he's like, all right, I'm going to pick up where she's slacking. So it helps us balance. And the way that I'm submissive is in the bedroom. Like, he leads and he takes control, and it's like, it's so empowering and it's amazing. Like, it's good. You know what I mean?
He doesn't pee on you, though, right?
He doesn't pee.
Okay.
Don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
All right,
So-
just checking.
So it's like you're.
That's a metaphor. Yeah, okay.
Not since they made it illegal on OnlyFans.
So you're
Now he does it.
perfectly.
Hey, it's not illegal on Real Me. Just,
So you're perfectly fine.
I own that platform too.
I mean, how many broke ass promoters have y'all dated that made way less money than you guys that were fun?
But that's what I'm saying. Like
No?
you make more
Really?
money, you're fine because it's just like he's coming
never?
home to you.
Right.
He's fucking you good.
Well,
he's making you
well,
forget your day. He's
I
he's
was
just
like
taking your
21.
mind
Okay.
off
But it
everything.
wasn't always like that. He made more money than me at one point, and then we balanced each other, and then my career took off, and I had more opportunities.
But I'm saying your guys'
Like,
egos aren't getting in
yes,
the
we don't
way.
have that.
Exactly. You guys love each other. You guys are
And
there for each other.
You probably
so
have
it
really
works.
good communication, which I feel like so many relationships lack. Like people are keeping like I feel like relationships.
do.
I mean, obviously
We
they
do.
always can work on it, but I feel like a lot of people keep in what's bothering them and just let it eat away, and then it's just like explosive, right?
I love
So,
how,
like,
I love how we go from if a man was making more money than you, would you give up your Instagram and your career and everything else? They're like, oh hell yeah! And then now it's kind of like, well, what if he's not? And then suddenly now it's a different story.
The number one precipitator of a man going years without sex is no. What is
Karens.
it? What is it? Karens. Any other thing? What do you think?
Being broke.
Being broke,
Yes.
being
What?
unemployed or underemployed is the number one corollary to him going years without sex.
Oh,
That is
like
true.
a single guy.
Yeah,
Because
a single guy.
they
You guys should
can't
listen.
afford women.
Scott Galloway talks about this when he talks about the declining marriage rate. One of the things he says is no one wants to mate with broke men. That's the truth. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm saying as a man, it kind of motivates me to make more money. But I will tell you, the idea that hypergamy does not exist in real life is utter and complete hokum bullshit nonsense. Hypergamy is more real now than it has ever been probably at any point in history, save for one point where there were 17 women for every one man reproducing about 9,000 years ago. That's probably the only other exception. But except for that, right now is the most hypergamous time, meaning there's a small group of men who are getting a lot of attention from women. I'm not saying, sorry, adolescents. I'm not saying 20% of men are sleeping with 80% of women.
Oh,
Nobody's
we're going
saying
to
that.
talk about that today.
Nobody's saying that. What I am
definitely
saying,
talking
though,
about
is that
today.
when you look at dating apps, the top 10% of men get 100 matches for every 1,000 right swipes.
Yep.
The average man gets 6 matches
I
for
can
every
see that,
1,000
though,
right
because
swipes.
I could see it.
If
Well,
anything happened with me and
Yeah.
Matt, God forbid,
Yeah.
I could not date somebody or be with somebody who didn't bring the same level to the table.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It would just be off.
Also,
So I could see that.
Go ahead.
I also think that there's like this dating hierarchy, and it has to do with social media as well. You got to think we have so much overconsumption of people's dream lives and their like highs. So we see, we have access to things that we didn't used to have access to. We see these men with all this money, and we see people like, and I like Shira 7. But like still, we see people like Shira 7 who are preaching, get with somebody with money, get with someone like, you know.
I actually like Shira 7's honesty. I'm gonna see if Shira 7 come on my show. Like at first I was like, oh, this is toxic. Then I was like, oh, she's being honest. She's like, if you like again, I understand the way you look at it like this. If you ever ask your son if you ask your son if you would be cool with him dating a stripper, ask your daughter if you would be okay with him dating someone who's broke. As a man, it's hard for me. It seems shallow that women care so much about money until I think about my daughter. Then I would be like, oh, no, I don't want her to be with someone broke. Then it makes sense. It's the same thing for you. When we're talking about you have a girl who films with multiple different men on her OF, and now that girl is dating your son, you'd be like, oh, wait, maybe that's not what I want. But you're less judgmental for yourself, which is fine. But when you think about your offspring, then you might have a different answer. That's the only thing I'm saying.
All right, watch the screen. I got a perfect video for this. Perfect segue here.
He were broke, I wouldn't choose him. And not because I'm shallow, but because it's my standard. Let's be honest, if I didn't match his taste, his lifestyle, I wouldn't even be considered. So why should I ignore what matters to me? I've built a beautiful life. I've created financial abundance on my own. So yes, a man's financial stability matters to me, not because I need his money, but because I need his mindset, I need his drive, his ability to build, lead, and match what I've created for myself. And yes, I believe in love, but I also believe in alignment, and choosing wisely is part of loving wisely.
Rollo, what do you think about this? There's so many layers. I can't even start.
Well, no, I when we were on the show the last time we were here, and I forget the girl's name, I'm sorry, but I was talking to her about her describing 2 different men. One of them was the guy that I really loved. He's got to be emotionally available, and I really want to be with him. And you know, we got to connect on some sort of like astral plane or some, you know, energies have to be in alignment, like sync up. But then she also goes on to describe the guy who's going to build an empire with, and we both have to be on the cover of Forbes magazine, and we both have to make millions of dollars each. And it's like I wouldn't even consider a guy unless he's economically attractive. He's making at least as much money as I am, plus another 50%, 68% on top of that. So at least half again, and he's not even in the running. Now they'll talk about the guy that they want to have sex with and they want to have an emotional connection with, and I realized at that point that they were describing two different guys. So what do you guys think about that? Are you looking for two different men, or are you trying to find the perfect
Are you saying it can't be
amalgamation
both?
between the two of them?
Are you saying it can't be both?
I'm sure it can be both. Yeah,
It's rare.
It's rare.
but
Yeah.
It can happen.
It's like
Can happen.
checking all the boxes, like good finance, fucks you good, doesn't annoy you.
Yeah.
Like you could be in the same room as them.
I'm of the opinion that I think that a lot of the sort of like we say there's this big crisis in dating and everything right
It's
now.
huge.
And I think half of the reason is women are looking for two different guys. They're looking for the guy who's the guy that they want to be on the cover of Forbes with, and they're looking for the guy that they want to have this emotional sort of spiritual connection with, who fucks them good. If that's part of that equation, but does not necessarily measure up economically like the other guy does. And the other guy is much rarer than the guy who you're going to meet at a club, and he's a sandwich artist at Subway, but he really lays down the good dick, and he's a fun guy to be with.
Clip that.
Exactly. So
Clip
I
that.
think when women do really well for themselves financially, and they have their own house, they have everything they need, they don't need anything else. They don't really want anything else except to forget their day and just be held and protected and fucked good.
The problem with that is women cannot look up to a man who's her equal. He's got to be above her somehow. He's got to be financially above her. He's got to be physically above her. He's got to be taller. He's got to be stronger. He's got to be more intelligent. He's got to be better educated. He's got to be funny. He's got to want children in the future. He's got to be. Your mom has to love him. He's got to like puppy dogs and
But
rainbows and
connection,
Disneyland.
for sure. You have to have connection with anybody.
Well, a lot of times it seems to be like one or two things right. Like either he makes really good money, he lays down good dick, and then you overlook a lot of the flaws because of those two things that are there. Do you guys not agree?
There's a common argument right now, I feel like, between dating for love or dating for money, and a lot of women, I think, are trying to decide where they want to be when it comes to that. And I think evolutionarily right now, when it comes to economics, you need to have two providers, and like women are probably going to choose a man that can provide for her over a man that can't.
Exactly.
Or you can
Unless you're well
choose
off
to
by yourself.
provide for yourself and then marry the guy that gives you good dick too.
Exactly.
I mean, you can have it all.
It goes both
I'm just
ways.
saying.
It's funny that Sarah brings that up. So there have been experiments done with this in countries where men and women make around the same amount of money. And by the way, men and women under 30, I believe in like Washington, D.C., Baltimore, New York, places like that, they actually make more money than men do now.
Of course.
There are certain metropolitan areas where women are making more money than men on average. And in those arenas, what should happen is girls, according to the social scientists, women should start acting like Sarah, whereas they say, I make more money. I make $400,000 a year. I don't need a rich man. And obviously, you guys know the answer. The opposite happened. Women now prefer men who make 1.65 to 1 what they make. Meaning if she makes $100,000, they want a man who makes $165,000 a year. Does that make sense? So even when all their needs are provided for, they still want men who make more money than them. Rihanna made like $400 million and was dating a billionaire. Okay, it was not a function of providing at that point. She just wanted someone who made more money than them. So maybe what it means is women care more about men's ability to acquire resources evolutionarily, and it has nothing to do with society. Maybe it's genetic. Does that make sense? So that's the thing.
Let me ask you this then. Lana Del Rey got with the airboat, like alligator hunter commander. Is that going to last?
Okay.
Do you think that's going to last? Is that going to be because
She's having fun.
Well, yeah, obviously. But
I mean, again, dude, there's always exceptions.
You must be doing something right.
I'll bet you Megan Fox probably had a higher net worth than Machine Gun Kelly when they first got together.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so it's like there are always exceptions. I'm not saying there aren't exceptions. What I'm saying in general, throughout every society, in general, women care about 100% more, meaning 200% as much about a man's ability to procure resources and to have status than the other way around. Okay?
Is it conditioning?
Huh?
Is that conditioning?
No, it's his ability to provide.
What do you mean conditioning? What does that mean?
Are women conditioned to be that way?
No, what my point is, if it's in every society, if we're talking about the Yanomamo tribe in Venezuela and we're talking about people in Iceland, those two groups of people have nothing. You can't have conditioning. You understand? If we're talking about an ancestral tribe that has no magazines, radio, or television, then it has to be genetic. Correct.
We don't need a man to fight off like a woolly mammoth.
Which is part of the reason. So when you think about this again, so let's go back to this. There's like three massive dimorphic differences.
Get out of here.
There are three massive like dimorphic differences between men and women. The biggest one of all is men's desire for sexual variety is like an average man puts him in the top 1% of women. Like extremely, the wildest porn star still like her level for sexual variety is about the same as a median man. Okay. But the number one thing is men throwing objects overhand in comparison to women.
Yes.
It is a massive, massive difference. And other primates can't throw objects overhand. Gorillas cannot throw objects overhand. Why would Homo sapien men, be able to throw objects overhand at an incredibly accurate rate in comparison to women, and incredibly accurate rate in comparison to every other animal on the planet? Anyone want to guess? Why is that? I can throw shit overhand. Baseball, football, all these other sports, cricket. Why is I'm able to do it? Anybody?
To kill other primates?
To kill other primates, exactly,
yeah.
and to protect my family against predation. That's the reason why. So men have, on average, about 100% more upper body strength and 50% more lower body strength than women, and that's evolution. If every society is like that, is that culture? Is that patriarchy?
Genetics.
Oh,
Genetics.
it's genetics. And that, but guys, thank you. We don't even have to do the show anymore. The whole point of the show is that this idea for like westernized beauty standards or gender roles, this idea that it's created through patriarchy or social construction is utter and complete nonsense. And there is data that clearly shows this. And if there are gender roles, please don't take this the wrong way, but if there are gender roles, and there are obviously gender roles between men and women, they're not enforced by men. We don't give a fuck. They're enforced by women because we're competing. Yes. It's men competing with other men to impress women. The idea that women, again, if women have a problem with the things that create a patriarchy, which is assertion, aggression, ambition, then why is it that women continue to give those men who are most assertive, most aggressive, and most ambitious the most sex and the most children? If women did not want those factors, they'd stop sleeping with those men, but they don't stop sleeping with those men. And so because of that, if I'm a man and I'm objectively looking at the world and I see the nice guy who listens to Justin Baldoni and he's like, he like expresses his feelings to women, and then I see this other guy over here who's like fucking ripped, rich, and dangerous. And he runs his own company and he like leads from the front, and this guy gets the hotter girl. Eventually, over time, societally and genetically, I'm going to be more ambitious, assertive, and aggressive because those are the men who are rewarded with sex. Got it? That's it. Sorry, I don't want to go into a diatribe here, but my whole point is when we talk about this idea of cultural norms versus genetics, we don't give genetics anywhere near as much credit as we need to. I know a lot of women. I have a lot of women who are friends, and I've never met a single one who can bench press more than me. Not one. There's a reason, because evolutionarily, as men, our upper body strength was a survival mechanism for us, and for women, women being better caretakers of children and women gestating children 100% of the time. Sorry, we just got canceled. Sorry, it's women who gestate children. Sorry, I got in trouble there. When that happens, genetically we can understand these things come from our ancestry. It doesn't mean it's wrong or right. If one of you guys told me, like with Sarah, I don't sit there and say, Sarah, you make more money than your husband. How dare you? I don't care. I'm an oncologist who studies cancer. I'm not sitting I don't condone cancer. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. And whenever I meet a guy who's like, yeah, I started dating this female porn star, and we've been together for 10 years, and my relationship worked out. I'd be like, hey, man, good job, bro. You broke the, good job for you. Like, that worked out. You cracked the code. Like, good job, man. We don't have a problem. We don't even have an opinion about it. We're just here trying to describe the playing field that everybody is competing on. Does it make sense? And you guys know, I can't tell you what my value is to women. I can tell you my value is to society, and I can tell you what my value is to me, but I can't make up my own value to women. If women don't like me, I can't call myself a 10. Just like if I think I'm a good basketball player and I go to the Lakers and say I'm going to play small forward, they're going to kick me out of the arena because I can't determine my own value. And when you say this to women, it's like your value is determined by the highest status man who will commit to you, not fuck you. Commit to you. Don't care how many times Michael B. Jordan, Tyga, or Drake slid into your DMs. The highest status man who will commit to you is how you define your sexual market value. And for me as a man, it's a double standard, but it's the highest status women that will have sex with me that determine my sexual market value. That's the difference. So I can't determine it and you can't determine it. It doesn't make any difference. Like you can still be an incredible benefit to society and be an overweight cardiologist as a female and men not find you attractive. Your sexual market value is low, but your value to society is high, and people don't grasp that. And they're like, well, it's like, so you see women who are older and they don't get the same attention from men, and they're just like, men are misogynist, this is terrible, it's unfair. It's like, no, you still have value to society, but men aren't going to find you as attractive. And that's the problem. And so what do women try to do instead is like, I'll just make more money and that'll make men more attracted to me. No, it won't. I'll listen to Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B and their dating advice for me to just tell you that men ain't shit and broke boys, they don't get no pussy. I know that's right. And then I'll just listen to that, and then that will help me win in the sexual dating market. And of course it won't. The best dating advice I've ever heard is from Project Pat, and the worst dating advice I've ever heard is from Cardi B. That's it, if you ever want to hear it. All right? Cool. Do we have another?
Right? Yeah, let's do it.
It has to be at least $500,000.
$500,000 for a wedding ring? That's unrealistic. You could buy a house with $500,000.
Okay, but like it's just about the scale. Like I'm not doing this shit for funsies. Like I don't want a realistic man. I don't want like standard expectations. Like I need Bill Gates. I need like billionaires. Like I don't want to be with somebody where they can't just go out, buy a Lambo, buy a Bugatti, buy a Pagani, and it dent their bank account. You know what I mean? Like I need to be with someone like Dubai rich. Because if they're not Dubai rich, then you're not. Like Miami rich is like you're disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you're not.
Peasants.
So, yeah, peasants. Yeah. So $500,000, or I'm not even considering.
No. Okay. Good point.
Yeah.
Any response, ladies?
Jeez.
Wedding rings don't have a resale value, so when they divorce, it's not like a consolation prize.
Yeah,
it's not like it's a Rolex,
but it's a sacrifice.
It's not a Rolex.
It's a sacrifice. So here's the thing. I forgot her first name's Carmen. I forgot what it is, and she's with who's the girl who made $57 million on OF? Sophia Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Rain and her live in the Bop House somewhere. I think in like Miami or LA. I don't know where it is. And Sophia Rain makes $4 or $5 million a month. That girl makes $1.5 million a month. She just went on a podcast and was talking about that. And the other girls in the house are making $700,000-800,000 a month on OnlyFans. And at $1.5 million a month, she's like, I still need a guy who's going to buy me a $500,000 ring. And it just seems like you could select for so much better if you had money taken care of. But even in that case, she still needed that much money.
Would buying a Lambo dent your bank account?
No comment. Yes, it would dent my bank account. It would dent my. I'm not Dubai. Sorry, I'm not Dubai rich.
She's not content.
Yeah.
She makes all this money and she's still not content.
Money really doesn't buy happiness.
Exactly. So it's just like you can make millions and billions of dollars and still not be content with your life or what you're doing or who you're with.
I think. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I think that's a problem from within. Then,
Yeah.
if you're not happy with
Have the mic.
yourself, then if you're not happy with yourself, then you can't be happy with anybody else. And I think that starts with like self-healing and.
Right. I think automatically as women, we tend to put ourselves like, because we were taught by our moms, love yourself, you're a girl boss, you could do whatever you dream of.
You're
and
a
we
10.
have so much, you have so much opportunity ahead of you. It kind of pumps our head up, but in reality, you are what you attract. So if you're a woman of value, automatically you're going to attract other men of value, or you're going to attract leeches. So you have to have really good discernment. But if you're a woman who's just out here going to Thirsty Thursdays, popping it, living her life, you're going to attract those type of men. And it's just the truth. So even with her saying, I need a Bill Gates, I need this, it's like, would Bill Gates even want you?
No.
You two talked
For
about
one night.
You two talked about being in a relationship and then someone wanting to change you once they're in a relationship. So myself and other guys who are in this space, like in this dating space, we have the same problem. I am hosting a show, I'm not sure if you're aware, right now with 12 girls. The women I date have a fucking problem with it whenever I'm doing this. But they don't mind when I take them to Cabo. For some reason, then they don't have a problem with how I make money. Did you see how that's kind of weird? At Poppy Steak, they're never complaining about how I make a living. But when I'm here, then it's a problem, even though I am a loyal boyfriend. So as being a loyal boyfriend, remember what I said? Pay more attention to what I do and less about how you feel about it, and you'll pick the right one.
Yeah.
Make sense? Okay?
That's what I wanted to say. So like I feel like yeah, you can get a guy with money, but I'd rather over money. I don't care about money because you could make that later on. You could buy property, make money, or get stocks, make money. I'd rather be with somebody that I love or somebody that loves me rather than somebody just because they have money or just because they can do this and that for me. Because at the end of the day, I could do this and that for me for myself.
And that's beautiful, you know. And I feel like everyone has a person that they want, but some women want men who make money, and that's fine too. But you have to be aware.
Guys.
You have to be aware of what it comes with. If your man's attractive and he makes money and he has something going on for himself, bitches are going to flock to him. Like literally flock to him. But there are some men who work at a grocery store, regular 9 to 5, and they'll be the most loyal man, anyway. It just depends on what you want.
Show of hands.
And you never asked him his name.
No.
I felt
Nobody here is going to admit it. Listen, I know hundreds of guys who would be loyal to all of you, and you wouldn't be interested in any of them. You wouldn't be interested in any of them because
They're working at CVS.
Most of you don't know notice these men. Let me ask you a question, Taylor. You are, you're a published model. Hypothetically, you meet your perfect man. So perfect financially, all these other things. Hypothetically, you have a perfect man. Would you expect that other women would find him attractive?
Yeah, but I was going to jump in actually and say, like, I feel like they don't have to be the richest person ever, make billions. But I do think, like, financial security is a thing. I think that a lot of relationships, you can have arguments because of finances, and I don't want to be limited. I want us to live our life together. I want to support my kids. I am a mom, so I have to think of that too. So I feel like money isn't everything, but you do have to have that security. When it comes to like them being desired, for me, that doesn't bother me. That makes me proud. And I feel like whoever I'm with, I want them to be proud as well. Like I have friends who have husbands, boyfriends, whatever, who don't want them to wear certain things when they go out because you're like, oh, don't show that. That's showing too much. Whereas like, I want to be with someone, I've been with people who are like, yeah, wear the sluttiest thing. Wear, like, you look amazing. Like, I'm proud that they're mine at the end of the day, So for me, I kind of like when other people desire my man because I know he's mine and I'm proud of everything he's accomplished. And then back to like the making money thing, it's not just about the dollar amount. I think it's also about, it shows their drive and how hard of a worker they are. Like that's sexy to me. Like a guy who's hardworking and always striving to be better, like that is really hot to me. So it's not even all about it. It is the mindset thing. Yes, and it has to match mine. And I feel like that is just sexy to me, that they're not complacent wherever they are. They're always, even a guy who's super financial, like, okay, what am I going to be doing next?
Yes,
like
that's the biggest
thing. What can we do to grow?
Is drive.
So that is super sexy to me. So
let me ask you this. So let's say you meet a guy, he's a good looking dude, and he clicks off all the boxes when it comes to like physical attraction, arousal and stuff like that. He doesn't have a lot of money, but he's like a super badass when it comes to like surfing or he's like
broke BMX
he is like
rider,
he's a dude who is like, he's got a talent, he's got some kind of like, he's highly, that too, but he's highly respected in whatever his field is, but it's not a really high paying field. Like maybe he's a badass guitarist, maybe he's a badass skateboarder or something like that. Is that guy going to be more attractive than the guy who is just sort of like mid-range money kind of thing? Is it the status that's a key?
Are you asking me
or anybody?
So I was really, really fortunate to have an amazing parental figures and watching them. That was actually kind of my parents' situation where my dad didn't have a shit job. He made, they were about the same playing field. They both had a house, had a car, whatever. But my dad had this drive, how he took care of her emotionally. He wasn't half bad looking. And my mom was this hot little commodity with all her own little things and her own endeavors she wanted to go down, and coming down to, he is attractive, he took care of her, but they were able to build together and they can fight through life together. It's who are you going to go to battle with, like because life's going to knock you down. And they've ended up, she saw his drive and what he wanted to do and found his talents and then pushed him to go into that career. And now they have this gorgeous giant empire and they have this amazing life together. So it wasn't about the money at first. It was who's going to take care of me in all these other aspects. And wow, he's competent. So let's see what we can do with this. And then it happened to blossom into this amazing life. And that's kind of my aspect on it too, where one day, you know, I won't be dancing and whatnot anymore, and I won't have this lavish career. So who's going to take care of me in all those other aspects? Because I'm going to build my career and set my footings up so that my money will continue to work for me, so then I can take that back burner and then grow in other ways with my partner.
Yeah, that's great. I was once told, and I feel like it resonates, that money only enhances what you are.
Yeah.
So if you're a loser and you have money, you're just a loser with money now. But if
By the way,
you're-
I've heard steroids does the same thing.
Yeah.
I've heard.
But if you have a millionaire mindset and you have drive and you get money, you still have a millionaire mindset and you still have drive. You're just going to keep enhancing that. But that's why you see all these losers with money who flash it and just want to keep multiple things around them to fill a void almost. And it's kind of like, it's lame. I hate seeing it. And then you see men who are really just about providing and protecting, making a way for generations to come. And those are the men that I respect personally. So,
and just not being lazy.
Yeah.
Actually getting up and working as hard as you do.
It's crazy going from a partner who's super lazy and just blame the world for his problems to meeting someone else who's like a go-getter. It's like the mindset that's really rich. Yes, problem solving. It's like so attractive.
Well, like you were talking about, like, what was it, Megan Fox and Machine Gun? Now, Megan Fox absolutely had way more money than Machine Gun Kelly at the beginning, but Machine Gun Kelly still had fucking status for being fucking Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, my
so it wasn't the money; it would have been and.
She's also it's a unique.
It's a fame.
He's
thing.
also a lot. She's also a lot older than him.
Yeah.
There's a unique situation. The thing that Taylor said that I appreciated is my man is attractive to other women and not holding that against him. That's an issue also I've seen before. It's like women flirt with me, so that's my fault apparently, and I'm like, no, I don't understand. You can't be mad at me because other women find me attractive. You could be upset because I go behind your back and flirt with other women.
Yes.
Which, by the way,
that actually turns me on. Like, I'm
yeah,
like, ooh,
there you go. You're excited.
Yeah. You know why that is? It's because you have an ego association with that guy, the value of that guy. Whether that value is his money or his status or his good looks or whatever, or maybe the combination of all those
things. It also validates your choice.
But you're
You
the
made the
kind
right
of
choice.
girl that can get that kind of dude.
Yes.
Right. And so therefore, like when other women, like women don't want to get with a guy that other women don't want to fuck. Right? They don't want to get with a guy who like you're the only choice. Like, I'll do anything for you. Yeah, because you're the only thing he's got going. Right? Yeah. If other women are like flirting with him, like he's not flirting back. They're flirting with him, and so that's third party validation. They're saying you're with somebody who can get that, and therefore that's an ego association with you because you're the girl that locked that down.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I also want a partner who's the same way.
Yes.
You know, who kind of like pushes me to be my best and like appreciates that, like, damn, I am with you. And there's a reason for that, you know?
Every guy wants the girl that, like, you know, every guy really wants, but they can't have.
I think the second part. I think we want women who are attractive to us, but we kind of don't give a shit if other dudes like you or not. In fact, if we like you and other dudes don't know about you, that's awesome. That's triple awesome.
This is true.
So mate choice copying in humans, which is the phenomenon you're talking about, it kind of just works for women. It doesn't really work that way for men. For us, if we're really attracted to you and other guys think you're ugly, we don't give a shit. We're still super attracted to you.
Yeah.
Our attraction towards you is basically just visual, whereas your attraction towards us, I've had women say this to me before, it's like, I didn't find you attractive at all, but then I saw all these other girls that liked you and it made me start to like you. She was very open about this, right?
I told you that?
Yes.
It's a curiosity thing.
Yeah.
Women want to know.
She's very goth.
Women
And
want
I'm not goth.
Everyone
You know?
That's why when you post your boyfriend on social media, all of a sudden Becky from 12th grade is following him and DMing him because he's in high demand now. She high-key wants to be you. So she sees, oh, who's her man? What does he have? Let me go see that. So
We try to steal that.
yeah, exactly. And it's up to your man to,
Mate poacher.
you know, either embarrass you or not. So, yeah.
I think it's attainable.
I will say, though, like, I haven't always been that way in that mindset. Back to the jealous thing, you know, when I was younger, I feel like, you know, you grow this sense of like security and, you know, being better in a relationship with age, you know, like you become more secure in yourself, in your relationship, you start to have more logic and realize what matters and you don't fight about the stupid shit. So I think with age too, I think that helps you.
I agree 100%.
You know,
And
an experience.
100%.
Yes.
You know,
you kind of grow out of that phase of where it's like, I don't want you talking and doing all this. It's like a controlling
It's like you love the.
You get older. You're like,
Yes.
instead of like, who is this bitch? You're like, how can we bring her home with us?
Yeah.
You get older, you get more mature.
That one.
And
Right,
then
like
you
you
guys,
just-
you guys all agree. Okay,
get
you
more
understand. All
secure.
right,
Like,
awesome.
well,
We
but
solved that.
that's why I don't get why, like, 22 whatever something is more desirable than someone a little bit older. Like, I'm 32, and I feel hotter than I've ever been.
Yeah.
In myself, I feel like I look better. I also am better in a relationship. Like, so that's why I guess I have a question for you, Michael. Okay. Listen up. I'm just kidding. So I feel like I've watched like a couple of these podcasts. I'm new to this, but I have seen you talk a lot about what makes a high value man. Okay. So I know you said it's like status, like how much like someone wants them, not necessarily like if they're a good person, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
different. So what makes a high value woman?
Again,
Here we go.
So what I said before, your value to society and your value to the opposite sex are two different things for women, but for men they're the same thing. Meaning, like if I'm a terrible person but the best quarterback in the NFL, I still get $60 million a year, even if I'm a shitty person. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So but also me making $60 million a year and being an all-pro quarterback, it makes me professionally viable and makes me attractive to the opposite sex. If you are an incredible cardiologist, you being a cardiologist makes you incredible value to society and may give you super high self-esteem, but it doesn't make my penis harder. Do you see what I'm saying?
So what makes your penis harder?
So physical attractiveness.
So it's just a physical thing.
Nobody clip that. We're all going to get in trouble here. What makes your penis harder? Well, what makes your penis harder, Michael?
It does.
Pete? You want to be Pete?
Right?
Oh God.
Turn the recording off.
No. So the result is who is the highest status man who will commit to you.
Yes.
That's how I would define that. So I would stratify millions of men, use however you want, and then say this guy up here is at the top and this guy here is at the bottom. At what level in the 80th, 90th percentile you could get a man to commit to you? Get a man to sleep with you. You guys all know there's nothing in the world that requires less force than a woman getting sex. Literally falling off a balcony requires more force than a woman getting sex. Sex is absolutely just effortless for women to get. So if that's the case, then the definition for you is not what man you can get to have sex with you. It's what man you can get to fully and totally commit to you, and that is how I would define. Just like the S&P 500 does not define itself, it's defined by where the bid and ask spread meet, and there's a transaction, and then therefore it's $500-$600 a share, whatever it is. And that is not defined. But the people at Standard & Poor's don't define the S&P's value. It is the transactors that define their value. Just like for all of you, no matter how much it hurts your feelings, your value, your sexual market value is absolutely based on what men find you attractive. I'm sorry, but
it's not your personal
your
worth.
personal self-worth. And because a lot of women, they'll hear that and they have a problem with it because they're confused. Because again, if I'm a man, if I'm a famous actor who makes $50 million a movie, I am professionally viable and women also find me attractive. Okay. But if I'm a famous female singer, if I'm like, or if I'm like Lizzo, okay, I'm a Grammy award-winning, high-selling singer, that doesn't make men more physically attracted to me. And so that's where there is a double standard. Make sense? Yeah, that's how I would answer that question.
Gotcha.
Cool. Do you want to try? Okay, hold on. Armani said something earlier. Do you remember Armani said sometimes our mothers gas us up and they tell us we can be everything, we can do anything.
You can be an astronaut.
You can be an astronaut. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes if you're spoiled and nobody tells you that the emperor has no clothes, sometimes it's hard for you to grow when you don't get that feedback from other people. And if you take that feedback too personally, you're never going to grow. Does that make sense? You play the video?
All right, here we
Watch
go.
this.
Slept with his dad.
Hey, check out CJ.
If you really love me, you would delete all the girls in your contact list.
That's crazy. Even my mom?
Especially your mom.
What? You know what? I am done with you. Goodbye.
So pathetic.
We should say something to her that'll ruin her life forever.
I know just the thing.
Hey, CJ.
We just wanted to tell you something.
Looks like another man broke up with you.
And we wanted you to know he didn't deserve you anyway.
He didn't?
No, you're the best thing that's ever happened to him.
Yeah, you're right.
You deserve to be treated like a queen. And nothing you did was wrong. Everything is his fault.
You really think so?
Yes. Don't change anything about you.
You're literally perfect. Wow, thanks guys. I was just about to self-reflect on all my failed relationships and take a long hard look in the mirror. But instead, I'll just keep blaming all my dating problems on other people.
Exactly.
So you see, lying to your girlfriends makes you look like a good person,
While also decreasing competition in the dating pool.
if you told your friend the truth, she might improve herself and find a more suitable mate than you.
So instead, just lie. It'll make her feel better and allow you to marry a better husband.
Telling your friends the truth, not even once.
That's kind of crazy.
Anybody? It's funny because it's fucking true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny?
That's hilarious, actually, because I'm the type of person where I want to surround myself where I want my friend to be like, you're being a stupid bitch, like tell me the truth. But some people, well, I'll speak for women because I'm a woman. We lack accountability, guys. Like, we'll blame everybody else for our problems. And I feel like it's because we're so emotional, we're so used to being coddled to, that we kind of like don't get slapped with reality sometimes. Sometimes you need a friend who's a realist and who could, be like, hey, I love you, but you were kind of toxic and you like bust out his car windows and you slashed his tires. That's why he left you.
That's pretty toxic.
He didn't leave you because he's stupid and, broke. He left you because you're being a psycho bitch. But some people lack accountability and they want to blame others for self-comfort. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. If no one's, that's crazy.
Anybody else have any thoughts about the video?
I think it's who you surround yourself with too.
Yeah.
So like in Vegas,
Ho friends is a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Ho friends is a real thing.
In Vegas, my girlfriends, like my squad is really strong, independent, like really gas you up girlfriends, right? So if you're doing something wrong, they're like, damn girl, that was a little off the hinge. But if you're around more women that are like in regular society, I guess, or in the South, they're like, oh, that's the type of girl you're gonna get. Because they don't care. They're just content in their life. So it's totally different as far as like the friendships and the girls you surround yourself with. But if you're around like boss ass bitches, it's different because they're like, no, that's not okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well,
they're gonna call
I
you
have met
out.
some boss ass bitches who would take zero accountability for anything they've ever done in a relationship.
Were they really boss ass bitches?
Well, yeah, maybe financially they were, but the problem is like one of the issues is like, hey, you didn't let your man lead. It's like, fuck that, I'm not gonna let him lead. I don't like. I've seen this before. Divorced couple, divorced mother keeps telling the daughter how inconsistent, incapable, incompetent the father is. And the daughter just takes that with her throughout life and then expects by default every man to be incompetent. So when the man's like, hey, we're going to the fair, follow my lead. It's like, where are we going? It's like, I know where we're going. I'm a man here. I know the direction we're going. I've had this before where I'll go to Excess, which basically is my second home. And I'll be on stage at Excess and I'll have the girl, she's following me. She's like, where are we going? And I'm like, we're in my home right now. Like, don't worry about it. I've got this handled. And I can tell, are you capable of respecting someone competent or are you not, because you have gotten used to every man in your life either being told that they're incompetent or you're actually experienced that they're incompetent. And so from that, I can tell really quick, it's like, hey, this is a little too much damage here. I can't fix you. This relationship is not going to work. And I can tell pretty quickly when it's like, if I do something wrong, for sure, criticize me. But if I'm not doing anything wrong and I'm not getting the respect I'm looking for, that just tells me there's some issues with you where you can't receive being in a relationship with somebody who's competent. Make sense?
I feel like sometimes maybe we don't tell our friends everything that we said to them or everything that's
Maybe we want to steal their boyfriend, so we tell them that they're not accountable. Then they break up, and then we just slide in there, right? Is that what you do? Is that what we do?
I feel like sometimes girls be embarrassed to tell them, oh, this is what we're fighting about. Like, we tell them, like, we don't tell them exactly. Maybe,
Tell them
like,
your side.
Yeah, like, you tell them, like, what you think is going on, but you don't read the messages exactly how it's going on. I mean, me personally, I'm like an open book. I kind of tell my friends, I tell everybody too much, I feel like. I tell them everything that's going on, like my whole job, they know. I'm kind of like, they all, like I tell one person something, everybody knows what's going on. So, but like some girls, they don't tell everything that they're saying. So like they'll say, oh, I said this, but they didn't really say that, but they said something like it. So like their friends like, oh no, you're better than that. But like you're not really telling them the full story of what actually happened. So like it could be your fault, but you're telling your friend it's not your fault. So to them, it's like, okay, yeah, it's not your fault. So maybe, yeah, some girls are like that because they're not getting the full 100% story and like reading the messages. I have like maybe like 3 or 4 friends that I send the screenshots actually to. Like, I don't tell everybody everything, but I tell them like kind of what went on. But there's like my best friends I've known for years, like 5 years, 13 years. I tell them everything, and I send them screenshots of everything that go on, but not everybody.
Got it. We've got to land the plane. Let's keep it going here. I understand. I understand. Did you have something you want to say?
Missy?
I was gonna say I don't know. I'm the type of bitch that I would call my friends out and say some shit.
Need more friends like you.
Yeah.
I will flat out say you're being a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Like
You have
straight
to.
up. You have to, man.
Or else people are going to be in La La Land.
Yeah, you know, and also it's just it's putting your girls in it. Like I don't know, it's putting your girls in a how am I trying to word this? It's like it's a form of respect, you know.
Yeah.
Like I respect you enough to tell you that you're being a piece of shit.
Exactly. Some girls don't want to see their friends doing better than them.
Well, I think it's like if they ask me for my opinion, I tell them.
yeah.
If they want me to just be like someone as a shoulder to lean on, like to talk to, just listen, that's one thing. But if they ask, like, what's your honest opinion? I'm going to be honest. You
I
know?
agree with that.
And like, you know.
I agree with that. But if a friend of mine asks me for my opinion and they keep doing the same stupid shit and they keep coming to me with the same fucking problems and not changing anything, it's like I'm gonna stop giving you empathy, dude. Stop asking for my fucking opinion.
I tell them the opposite. I'm like, hey, go back to your toxic ex. You're going to do it anyway. Might as well just go back to him.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In a
No,
condescending way.
no, honey, he hits you because he loves you. Did you not know? That's what he cheats on you so that you'll like him more. Do you not understand that?
That's
Go
crazy.
back to him. I say that, and sometimes that wakes them up.
Yeah,
That's so
because they realize how ridiculous it
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing you can do with what I do because that's what they're saying in their head. He hits me because he loves me.
Yeah.
When they're like, so you say the quiet part loud,
Vocalize
and
it.
they've never heard anyone say it before, even though they hear it in their head all the time, and they hear how insane it sounds. I've actually helped some people with this before. It's like, I know what you're doing. It's like you keep thinking that hooker you're paying is going to fall in love with you. Just say it out loud, and they're like, oh shit, that is what I'm doing. Oh, okay. It's a crutch.
Out in the open.
Yeah, I'm using money as a crutch instead of a funnel. So that's essentially what goes on there. You want to try this?
Yeah, here we go.
Everybody, pay attention up here.
You'll like this one.
Don't tell her to stop clubbing. Definitely do not tell her to stop wearing provocative clothes. Don't tell her to unfollow other guys on IG. Listen, if you're serious and she's serious, she should do those things by herself. And if she doesn't, streets.
What do you guys think?
Okay.
What's the first thing he said?
Anyone?
Because don't tell her to stop clubbing. Don't tell her to stop hanging out with her whole
Facts.
friends. If
Like-
she don't tell her to do any of those things. If she does,
Tell
what?
them.
Like any man that used the words like she belongs to the streets. Is
Some of us do belong to the
Say it
streets.
louder for the people
I
in the
will
back.
tell. Let me tell you
Some
something.
of us.
Let me tell you something. As a first lieutenant in Atlanta, Georgia, I belong to the goddamn universe. I was the streets. I belong to the freeway
Community
system.
property.
I was community property. I didn't know, bro. So some of us are out in the. Some of us we went through a breakup and then we are outside. We are out in the streets. Okay, I don't think that's a bad thing to say, but
Guys use it as a very like derogatory.
Oh, you don't like the
now.
delivery.
Like you
You don't
belong
like
to
the
the
delivery.
streets.
Okay.
Hey, if
It's
it's
not a derogatory
Guys belong
term.
to the streets too, though. You
Yeah,
know, it goes
exactly.
both ways. It's how you
we
carry
can
yourself in
still
public.
we can still like go out and have pizza together or go play putt-putt. Just because you belong to the streets. You can still come home with me and my girlfriend just because you belong to the streets. Doesn't mean we're not going to do anything with you. But I'm not gonna marry you if you belong to the streets. That's just
Ratchet is ratchet.
I feel like a man would never ask you to do that. He would trust you at the end of the day. Like I've had a boyfriend before and he didn't care. I went to the club. He trusted me, and it was a good relationship. And at the end of the day, I went with my friends. I went to the club with my friends. I didn't flirt with any guys there. I didn't dance on any guys there. I was just having fun with my girlfriends. So at the end of the day, like guys will ask you to do that, but real men, they won't ask you to do that because they
So the issue,
really trust you.
so it's such a fine line because here's the problem. Here's the problem.
matter.
Humans are we're not made of glass. Like things affect us. If I keep putting you in a situation where you go through some kind of like you're around really awesome dudes, your view of men is going to change. If I keep putting you around really shitty men, then your view of men is going to change. If you have a cul-de-sac and one of the people sells their house in the cul-de-sac, the likelihood the other people are going to sell the house is super high. And when you have a group of married couples, once the first one gets divorced, the next divorces come
dominoes fall.
Because we are affected. So it's like, again, I'm going to tell you guys, any guys or girls, you may have every intention of being faithful to your boyfriend, but your hoe friends can make you feel very comfortable going up into Marshmallow's suite at the Wynn, or going up there with Diplo right after the show, and then all of a sudden you kind of forget your morals and you've had a little bit to drink and maybe you've taken some Molly or whatever. Like, I'm just telling you, it's like I've met many women who had no intention of cheating on their boyfriend, but they have enough influence from their hoe friends that this happens. Now, as a guy, I love my hoe friends. My hoe friends are the greatest. My hoe friends are like the CIA for me. They tell me everything. If you're a man, have a ton of hoe friends. They introduce you to women. That's great.
Crazy.
But as a woman. But the thing is, as a girl, when you're a girl and your girlfriends are just like constantly cheating on their husbands, their boyfriends, it changes what you perceive as normal, and that does affect you. And some of us think that we're above that. And I know that if I continue to look at images of negativity and I continue to hang around people who eat like shit, it will eventually affect me. Everyone breaks. Everyone breaks.
But I have gone. Okay, after the club, yes, we went up to whoever was performing their suite. I've hung out.
There we go. This can't be real.
No.
This can't be real, bro.
No, but I never did anything with them.
Yes.
I kept it loyal to my boyfriend.
You kept it on the DL.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Respectful.
I'm
At least it was a DJ.
Wait, I have a question.
I'm not a cheater.
Did you respect your boyfriend at that time?
Yes.
Do you think that's going to bring him
and
like
I told
peace
him,
or like
no,
what?
but I told him I did. He didn't care. He told me to do it.
But at the end of the day, if
you think that's
you're,
a good relationship?
yeah, that's not good.
But he's secure. He knew I wasn't going to cheat. I'm not a cheater.
Are you with this guy now? Are you with this guy now?
He did care. Yes.
Are you with this guy now?
No.
Why?
Was he more
why did
mad
it
that
end?
he wasn't with you to go to the after party?
Probably, but I was with my friends. Like,
Can I
the
ask-
thing is, I was with my friends. It's not like I was doing
can
it.
I
I'm
ask
a
you-
very loyal
Might be
person.
time to stop digging.
I'm a boyfriend
Don't take this the
type
wrong
of
way.
woman.
Has he ever asked to bring a dude home with the two of you?
No.
Okay, you sure?
I'm sure.
All right, cool. All right.
He worked. My ex. He worked 2 jobs. We're not together now.
When the dudes are super not jealous, there's usually like,
But he
yeah,
was very-
bring
he was very much-
bring a guy home. Let's have a devil's threesome. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
Mike,
What?
the
Well,
other thing I want to add on to what you were saying. What I want to add on to what you were saying is that oftentimes when women are married and they hang out with other women that are married, the married women are so like, I want to keep my relationship going. That
Yes.
any venting that other married women do about the relationship is like, that's not so bad to the other woman. But
Yes.
when they vent to their single friends,
It's
the single
terrible.
friends magnify it because
Yeah.
they
Because,
don't
like,
want their
misery
spouse to
loves
be married.
company. They
So
want
the
you
more
to
you
be
hang out with the single
with
woman,
them, yeah.
the more like you are to break up.
Yeah.
But if you hang out with the married woman, you're like, okay, here's what I did to get through that. Let's
Yeah.
get through it together.
And it all depends on the type of woman. If you want to be single, hang out with single women. Go
Exactly.
do what you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to be married, you have to understand you have to compromise. Like my dad always told me, show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Amen.
That's the best advice I've ever gotten, and I applied it to every aspect of my life. Okay, I can hang out with the sexy reds, shaking it on a Thursday, or I could go to, not to be a pick me,
Church,
but I could go to church or go to a book club
Amen.
with girls who want to have, brunches, and that's what I'm into. And I want to be around like-minded people
There
who
you
are
go.
going to impact my life in a positive way and not run away potentially good partners for me.
Yeah.
Single women who don't have that, they run that away. You're wondering why your girl can't keep a man because she doesn't want to be kept. And that's just what it is.
There was one thing though that he said that I do not agree with. So he said no clubbing. What else did he say?
How you dress.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah. The social media, the clubbing, like that kind of stuff kind of falls off naturally. Like
It
when
does.
you're in a relationship, like you just naturally stop going out as much,
I
right?
agree.
Like it's like it kind of gets old. But like, why should you not dress the way you want to dress? Like I dress like provocatively, I guess, in a lot of people's eyes. But it's what makes me feel good. It's not it's not to go get a man. So I don't get that at all. Like that is like a pet peeve of mine. Like,
I
no girl.
I wanna jump off of this
So if
real quick.
it's for what makes you feel good, does that mean that if I come over to your place at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you're vacuuming, you're going to be vacuuming in like lingerie and like,
you never know.
Yeah. See, that's bullshit. See, that's bullshit, right?
Depends on what the live stream asks for. Depends on what they tip for.
What does the OF ask for?
I am unique.
No, but really though, I feel better when I go out. Like I feel more confident, and I feel like just like like you walk past the mirror and you're like, damn girl, you look good. You know what I mean? Like you feel better.
The premise.
I'm not saying comfortable. I'm saying confident.
The premise of this video is women will do it if you are the guy that is like the best you could possibly get, like 100%. He's the total package, right? Would it occur, and I ask this on damn near every show, would it occur to you, ladies, would it occur to you to say, you know what? This guy is so fucking high value, so much what I want in my life. I don't want there to be any fucking confusion. I'm gonna go and delete my Instagram. I'm gonna dress, however I'm gonna dress, the way he likes, whatever. I'm gonna do things of my own volition that I wasn't asked to do by him, because I want there to be no confusion that you are the one that I want. I'm a ride or die girl for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would it occur to you naturally to do that?
I love.
Why would you need to dress a certain way?
I want to jump off the topic of dressing a certain way because this is something that I've been contemplating right now, just in my current season of life. I mean, I'm 27. I have a 6-pack. Like I work out every single day at 6 a.m. I do CrossFit. I'm very strong. I'm very fit. I have a very healthy body. And modesty
funny how
is
CrossFitters always want to tell you.
I just did that.
Yeah.
But
I'm a vegan as well. So I'll let you know that I have a Tesla.
We have some $50 water here if you'd like some.
But modesty is something that I've been working on this past 6 months of my life, and I definitely used to dress very promiscuous and sexy, and I felt great, and I felt so womanly and great when I walked out. But God has definitely been pruning me and working in my heart and my heart posture and really molding me into the woman that he desires me to be. And I've also been studying the book of Proverbs, which is the book of wisdom. Every single day I've been reading it, and God is just telling me daily and day out that I'm a fool and what I need to be delivered from. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the way that we dress. You are a woman and you are stunning and you have a great body. But I will say there is something so beautiful when you are also modest in the way that you carry yourself and articulate yourself, and that you can deliver yourself to a man or a woman in a room. I mean, I'm still practicing it daily. Don't get me wrong, guys. Y'all can see me on the internet.
No, you don't need to dress sexy.
No, but I think there are so many shitty people that are maybe the most I'm not good. Don't get me wrong. I am actually religious, and I think that's an unpopular opinion. You can't be sexy, you can't do certain things, but then that means that you're not religious and you don't believe in God or whatever. I think you can be both, but I know so many people that are shitty people, dress the most conservative, and they're just shit people. They're not nice. They're not good people. So for me, that is what's most important. If you fucking want to, look sexy, and you're just the nicest person genuinely to everybody, that is more important than, wearing a turtleneck and talking
Listen, how you guys want to dress is your decision. It's not going to affect your character at all. If you want to dress sexy, dress sexy.
Here's what would be my concern. Okay, so again, it's, do you care enough about your ideal guy to get inside his head? Because it might be modesty, it might not be. I would be the opposite. I would say I wouldn't want you to stop. I wouldn't want you to change the way you look because I like the way you look. But if you decide, oh, well, maybe now that I'm getting married, now that I'm in a relationship, maybe I should start wearing turtlenecks and everything. No, don't do that. But you would know that because you are so into that guy.
Yes.
That you already have that. You have a desire to know what he's about. And I usually characterize it this way. So if you have a birthday party, or if you have a Christmas present, or you have to give a guy a holiday or something like that, would you be the kind of girl who will go, you know what, I'm going to give him a gift that he doesn't even know that I know that he would want, right? Say he's never told me this, but he's a huge Raiders fan, right? I'm going to go get him a Raiders, baseball cap. I'm going to go get him, some sort of paraphernalia or some kind, some kind of memorabilia. Or that. Yeah, okay. But
you keep saying that.
But you see what I'm saying is, that you.
I'm trying to help everyone here. I don't know.
You are so into this guy that you want to know everything about him to the point where he hasn't even told you something, and yet you already know about it beforehand.
Right.
It's not about modesty. It's not about we're dressing.
I mean, you're going to be doing.
Maybe you just get inside his head and say, what would he want me to do?
No.
Again. I want you to dress provocatively so that we can pick up women together.
Oh, God.
Obviously.
I think that if people minded their business and just did what they wanted to do, they'd attract the type of people who are okay with that. And that's fine. But I know that men, they're naturally territorial. And bouncing off of what you were saying, just about being more conservative, as a woman, when you're with the right guy, automatically you're going to want to be a little bit more like persuaded to like be led. Okay, my man doesn't like this. He picked me because, you know, not to be a pick me, guys, but I'm just saying because he's obviously seen something that he liked. So if I know that I'm not doing that already and I could be kind of like compromise a little bit to not wear revealing clothing, I think there's beauty in that, honestly. I think that the more secluded and like conservative you are with your body, because your body is your temple, that's like a beautiful thing. And a lot of people could see value in that. Or you could dress however you want. It's just up to you. It doesn't really matter. Just resonate with who you resonate with. Don't try to change anybody. But like, I think guys, they'll like girls, they'll see this Instagram baddie and they'll try to turn her into a nun, you know? You can't do that. You have to go for what's in your caliber. If you know you
I'd
like
look
girls.
for a nun and try to turn her into
if you know you
gotta
like
pay
girls
this mortgage, honey. Get on that live stream.
Unless you marry somebody like my husband who's like, yeah, babe, show that shit off. Like, you look good. He's encouraging.
Because
he loves
because you know
It's
he's
great.
good that way, right? Because you know so you're already inside his head. You already know that's the way it.
Well,
you're
like,
not going to go wear turtleneck sweaters, and you're not going to like change
I
up
wore
your
a
look
turtleneck,
because
you'd be
you
like, what
already
the-
know.
No, I think it's
'cause you're
hot.
already-
It's hot when a guy doesn't want to change, like wants you to cover up. I think that's hot because that shows he's secure.
Yeah.
That is sexy. When he's so secure, you can wear whatever you want and he is fine with it.
But then
It's like a car. If you have a Ferrari, what are you going to do? Put it in the garage and never drive it?
Right. Don't show it off.
Hold that thought. But see, what I'm getting at here is like getting inside the guy's head and saying he wouldn't want me to change the way I look, or he would want me to change the way I look.
Yeah.
If I feel secure with him, then I will. Like I will accustom to his wants. But if I don't feel secure, then I'm not going to change things about myself.
I don't think enough women really have the insight to like want to get inside a guy's head to know what he's, because they never found the guy that's worth doing that for.
No, I think you do naturally do it though when that connection is there. Even like little things like if I'm going to like get my nails done, I'm like, ooh, he likes it when I like get like my toes this color.
Yes.
Like I naturally do that. Like I know he likes like lighter colors on my toes. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the concept too
Yeah.
of
So I just like doing these.
See, it's like I know guys that have gotten together with women and they really like the way they look. They really like the way that they dress. That's what attracted them in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they change the tune. They change the mode. They change into, okay, well now I'm with you, and now we gotta grow up, and we gotta go do something. And the fun girl, the girl that he was attracted to, becomes the nun, right?
Yeah, like no more.
Don't need that.
Again, yeah.
Stay sexy.
And then she gets
so
boring.
that we
And
can
then
stay
he's no
sexy.
longer
So that we can bring women home together. I don't understand why this is confusing. I don't understand why this is confusing to you guys.
Why is it when women get older, okay, like in their 30s, 40s, like people are like, oh, like you're a mom now, or you're in your 40s, like you shouldn't dress like that anymore. Like, why? Like I don't.
Well, okay,
get that.
so I'll tell you why.
Because they can't.
Because they can't. Because 71% of this country is obese.
It's intrasexual competition.
And 41% is morbidly obese. That's the reason why. Like whenever I hear these stats, it's like women who are in their 20s don't like 40-year-old guys. It's like, no, women in their 20s don't like fat men. And most guys in their 40s are fat.
Yes. Yep.
That's the reason why. So when people say this whole thing, it's because you just look terrible. And so now it's because of peptides and testosterone and what is it, kettlebell and freaking CrossFit and BBLs and whatever.
Oh, God.
Women can actually look really attractive like later on. And for those women, I think they're the exception. They are the exception.
Those big rubber bands.
Yeah, those big rubber bands. And all of a sudden my boobs got bigger because I did the little rubber band thing. What I'm saying is that there's a reason why they're saying it's the age appropriate thing. I have obviously I'm 47, so I'm a little biased. The age appropriate thing is horseshit to me.
You can take that and shove it up your ass.
Listen,
Thank you.
I didn't choose the 20-year-olds. I didn't choose them. They chose me. I'm not sitting there. But I'm also not fat. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you. So like I think that's part of the difference.
I love it when people give me that. They're like, man, imagine being his age and looking like that. And they're like, yeah, imagine. Yeah. That's all you're ever going to do, first of all. And the second of all is, what do you expect? What do you expect of somebody who's like your age or my age? What do you expect them to look like? Are they supposed to be like Dockers and like
it's,
loafers.
It's not that.
Like
it's not just that.
Sensible button down or something.
It's not just that with the age appropriate shit. I want to meet the 50-year-old guys who have hot 22-year-olds coming after them and they're telling them no. I want to meet those dudes. Point me to that. When we talk about the age appropriate bullshit, no. I want to meet those guys who keep saying no. The 45-year-old dudes who are saying no to the hot 22-year-olds. Please introduce me to those
Well, I
dudes.
mean, are they saying no to sex or like commitment? Because I think that's different.
Well, I mean, initially it's probably sex.
No.
They're not saying
They're
no.
not saying no to sex, but I feel
girl's hot
like
enough,
you
she
may
can-
not want to commit to that young because they can't give you everything. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Listen,
Maybe.
it's like
I don't-
guy
I don't
is
mind.
50 and he's going after a 22-year-old. He's not committed to that 22-year-old.
No, for sure. Definitely not.
I'm just
Time
I
out.
feel like at the
First off,
I feel like
I'm sitting right here, motherfucker. My ex was, I was 46 and she was 20. I didn't know she was 20.
Holy.
And
Wow.
when we started seeing, you guys have all met her.
Does she have a fake ID?
Wait, did I meet her too?
I don't know, most of you guys have met her.
Okay.
But like,
Did
she,
you, have
I think
to
I
have
met
your
her.
mom
Huh?
Take her out.
huh? Anyway,
I
I was
see.
very much interested in. I was very much interested in committing. I was very much interested in committing. And then the girl I was seeing most recently was 23, and I'm 47. So it's like very much that's not the issue.
It depends on the maturity
But
level.
for
you know?
There you go.
But
So
for
that's the
men-
answer. That's the answer.
But for men, I feel like the age gap is like, it's more like easygoing. Nobody cares. You could have 20 years difference. Whereas women, if we're older and they're like, oh, your boyfriend's 15 years younger than you.
Hold
Your
up,
boyfriend's
Kristen
20 years.
Calamari and the
But that's what I'm saying,
Montana boy.
Madonna, whatever. Like, like their
I
boyfriends
think-
are all
I think
younger than that.
automatically women look for stability, and unfortunately, older men. Well,
It's
some
usually older,
they. It's
yeah.
of course, yeah.
Well, it's like now that I'm older, I'm getting all these young, like 25 to 32-year-olds.
And
Do your thing.
And I'm
But
just
you can't say age though. I will say in general, you can't say age because it does
Because
depend on the
age-
person.
yeah.
I've met people who are 23 that are so mature. I'm like, oh my god, I love hanging out with you. You're so mature. I've met 23-year-olds that I'm like, you're so annoying. Like,
But sometimes
Yeah.
I
You know, so
started
it's
getting
either
that thought
way.
process where I'm like with a guy and I'm like, whose son are you? I felt like I was robbing the cradle.
How old are you? How old are you?
38.
Don't whisper.
38.
Don't whisper. Say it with your
38.
chest, girl.
38.
Yeah.
Say it.
You're good.
It's funny. It's funny how you all say that on this show now.
38.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
don't ever feel bad about that. I think age.
No, I don't feel bad about it at all. Like
beautiful.
I look great. for
Yes,
my age,
and you learn so much as you get older. Like there could be mature 23-year-olds, but you lack the life experience, and I think that's what a lot of manipulative. I'm not going to say men,
Well,
boys
yeah, that's
look for when they do go for.
because you can kind of mold them, right?
Yeah, they try to
Yeah.
mold them or play like father figure, and you can't. A girl who has a stable father figure automatically is going to be like, I want someone who like acts like my dad. As weird as it sounds, it's the truth.
I'm not gonna lie. I like calling someone daddy. Like I don't.
Who doesn't like calling someone daddy? I still call him daddy.
Fine with me.
I mean,
Even if he's younger than
Even
you.
if he's
Even
younger
if
than
he's
me,
younger.
I call him daddy.
Even if
the
you're
right
young.
mentality.
He has to
sure.
act. I go for the daddies.
Even
Exactly.
even if you're young,
daddy to me
if
is
you're
masculine.
Yeah,
you know?
if you're
Like,
daddy, that means that you're
You're in
definitely you're in
control.
control and you're laying it down.
Exactly.
You're leading.
See, one of the
That's what it is.
So when a girl
Yeah.
calls you daddy, it's a good thing.
It doesn't matter if
Need to
you're
make that a
younger or
thing, you
older
guys.
than me.
One of the things that Mike always has to deal with here, and we've answered this question before, is like, what do you talk about? Like if you're an older guy and you're with a younger woman, there's always going to be this naturally it's the stigma is due to intrasexual competition. You have an older woman who still needs to get into a long-term relationship because you're not getting any younger, but then you have a new crop of girls who are 23, 24 years old who are interested in older guys, and older guys are going to be interested in them. But the thing is the reason for that is because they're at different stages in their lives. Right now, I'm in my 50s. So if I was to say get with somebody who was like 25, like there's still a lot of stuff that you can talk about, and you can still have really good because you're like sharing your sort of your frame and your world with that person.
SEC football.
But the thing is like at some point you're going to go, well, I don't want kids anymore. I already have kids. I don't want to do any of this stuff anymore. So it kind of gets to the point where it's like, you're not going to go that much more forward with somebody who is that young because they're at a different stage in life.
It's like for a fun time, not a long time.
Yeah, exactly. It's just for now. It's
I
a
also
for now
feel like
thing.
it comes down to like emotional maturity, financial goals, personal goals, and like business goals. Because like if there is a big age gap, I do believe there are like youngins that have a lot of, they're just mature. Preference, do I want to date younger? Not really. I never see myself with a younger man, but I've been with men that are like a little bit older than me, and their emotional intelligence is just not there.
So old as you been with?
I've dated only 6 years older than me.
6.
Okay, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's
That's
not
not
bad at all.
My ex was 13 years older.
13 years older?
No.
12 years
And
older?
I feel like women are a little. I feel like women are more emotionally mature. You know,
Armani,
maybe
what's the
men
oldest
are
guy you've been with?
I'm in enemy territory.
Let me say 63.
Okay. So the oldest, I don't have a lot of dating
Side
experience.
conversations. We can hear you. Go ahead, Armani.
I don't have a lot of dating experience. I only have one real ex. I'm just being honest, and he was 1 year older than me. But yeah, so I really can't answer that. But I don't care as long as you're not like super younger than me. You know, I could.
What's the oldest you would go?
How old are you?
24.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go probably 3 or 4 years older than me. I'm not going.
That's about average.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to put a number on that though, because you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know. You can't
Exactly.
say.
I feel like 10 years isn't bad.
No, it just depends.
Because
on
I feel
what
like 10
age
years, it's like, okay, like
like.
we're still like in the same like generation. Like I still understand some of the shows that you saw when we were kids. There's some things we can relate about. But anything past that, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the conversation going to look like?
You could have a manipulative younger boyfriend.
What
or
is he
older.
gonna look
I mean, like, well, to put his point, how old did you say you were, Mike?
47.
47. So if you take 10 47-year-olds, you're one of them. They're all going to look different. They're all going to act different. They're all, like, you act your age. You know, there could be someone who's 47, fit, works out. There could be someone who acts 60, you know? Like, so it's like you can't say that until you meet them.
Okay, Missy's busted.
the youngest
Go ahead.
you
What
guys
were
would
gonna
date?
say?
No, I'm not. No.
What's the oldest you?
Say
What's the
it.
oldest you would go or have gone?
You know, I have to think about that.
What's the oldest you found attractive?
In their 40s.
In their 40s? Yeah. Okay.
Their 40s.
Come on.
Right.
And you are?
32.
32.
Nice.
What's the youngest you guys would date? I'm asking for a friend.
It's okay. It's a safe space. It's a safe space, Queen. I promise. You know, sometimes, like, I don't know. I only go 1 year younger than me, or 2. That's it. I know.
Anyone my age is way too young for me.
Really?
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay.
What's the oldest you've been with?
Like 35.
35?
Yeah.
Even
First
guys
time.
10
almost
years older than
10.
me, I'm like, I feel like my emotional maturity level is way past theirs.
I agree with all of this. That's why I say what I say. I agree with all
Well,
of
the
it.
reason I'm asking is because like I'm constantly listening to like Alex from Date Psych or like Mac and Murphy talk about, oh, women only want to go with guys who are like 3 years older than them. So all of you guys like they're 47 years old. You're dreaming, pal.
No.
You think you still have it.
So nobody would
And I
date-
agree.
No,
Again,
man.
again,
I mean,
most
what?
guys
Everyone at
don't.
this table.
But because they're fat. I keep to like I
Yes.
keep trying to make this about
Also,
something
they
else.
get boring.
Why
They're
is
boring.
the
Or they're boring.
why is the
boring.
fertility
Or their
rate down?
sperm's
Because he
not
can't
good.
see his penis because he's fat. Why are we not understand? Like we keep. I don't understand why they don't want to have sex with each other because they're fat. Why are we're making this so complicated when it's not complicated? Why do women not want to date 45-year-old men? Because they're fat. That's the that's the main reason why. I just don't understand. Like it's not a bunch of everything. You want to look younger? Don't be fat. If you look skinnier, you look less fat.
Yeah.
Every single
What
plastic
about
surgery.
hair?
Huh?
Oh, I said, what about hair?
What do you mean?
Like
Get
Bald.
hair plugs, whatever.
Bald.
The hair transplant.
Also,
Or you go
if
bald.
you just have a little, just shave it.
Yeah, just shave it. Whatever.
Go to Turkey.
It's fine.
crazy. I personally, I like bald guys.
I know.
I think
that's
they're very
fine,
attractive.
too.
I
But
love a
only-
good
but I
Miss
love
Clean.
if I-
Niku's sitting right here, and he's by himself. By the way, who
Joe's
here
there.
wants a
Where's
drink?
Joe?
Who here wants a drink? Anybody want a drink?
Yeah.
Niku's. Who here wants another drink? Anybody else want another drink?
I'm
Because
okay.
Niku's here. Okay.
Do I prefer hair?
I do.
Yes, but I'm not
but don't
closed
you
off
agree,
to the
like,
baldness.
if there's a little bit, just shave it. Clean it up.
Unless it's a buzz cut.
Absolutely,
Buzz cuts are hot.
100%.
Well, no, I'm talking about patchy. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking patchy.
Just
Like,
get rid of it.
just-
Just
yeah,
give up.
Come on home.
I'm here for the
Come on home.
hair
Go to
patches.
Turkey, get that
I'm
hair
supporting
transplant.
it
Yes.
all day, baby.
All right. So let's. Can we go to the next one here? This one's really important.
Which one are we doing?
Good night, Queen.
Oh, that one?
What'd you call me?
What a queen.
So great.
Hang on, let me do that. Here.
Just type the word letter G. It was right there.
All right, here we go.
Everybody watch the screen.
Yeah.
Guy has been sending me Goodnight Queen every single night since May.
Anything a guy does for you, he's doing for other girls. And thank you to this man for proving me right.
Look at this.
Started in May. Started in May.
So I have bad news for you ladies. The account that's sending you goodnight messages is not a real account. In early May, I built an Instagram bot that would send these messages to a group of popular creators to measure the impact of artificially boosting their egos. My plan was to start in May and send goodnight to single large popular creators and then stop the messaging around December 23rd, which is right in the midst of the holiday season and the most loneliest time for a single person. And I was going to demonstrate how much random people have influence over a popular creator whose entire self-worth is based upon the validation and appraisal of others.
If I don't get a goodnight queen, it hurts my feelings, and I love this.
And my hypothesis was correct. These women said they missed the goodnight messages. They were attached to it. Follow for more big brain social hacks.
Shout out to Ethan Kaiser. He's going to come on our show here at some point. That is the guy who created Parallel Lives. Are you guys aware? Who here is aware of what Parallel Lives is? It's so incredible to me because every time I describe it, the first thing that people say to me is, what happens when girls find out about this? And they don't, because you guys don't check shit. That's why you guys keep dating Bitcoin millionaires, because you guys don't change. He's got a Netflix special coming out, and you guys keep dating these guys. He's a broke musician, whatever. So Parallel Lives, what it is I would go live on IG like I did before, except this is an app that makes it look like there's 70,000 people watching live. And depending on what I talk to, there's AI-generated comments. He's the one who created this. And women absolutely started cheating on their husbands because there'd be guys walking around the club and they'd have 70,000 people watching, and the girls would just turn into total sluts because of it. And several women would complain afterwards once they found out that he didn't really have 70,000 people watching, and tell their boyfriends, like, no, this didn't really happen. But it's one of these situations where he keeps on doing these social experiments. Now, and the one he just did right here, he got Goodnight Queen every night for hundreds of nights, and then it went away. And it showed how much these content creators really had a problem. And so much so that they posted about it on TikTok. And then he took the reaction from them and then actually made a video about it. Wow. How crazy is that?
It's awesome.
Honestly, I've actually seen somebody use this app in real life.
Yes.
The day that I saw it on Instagram, and I thought it was hilarious. And then I went to a date club here in Vegas, and some guy tried to use it on me. And I was like, there's no fucking way this is happening right now.
The jig is up.
It doesn't matter how many people I tell. It really doesn't. I've talked about Parallel Lives so many times, and women constantly still fall for it because they want attention. Obviously, I'm not talking about you guys. You guys definitely aren't like this.
Present company.
The women just desperately want attention, and it's just so It's so maddening. Now, do you understand how having that level of attention, the validation of that level of attention outside of our relationship might be deleterious for our relationship? Mm-hmm. Again, guys, let me explain it to you. It is, if I'm dating an attractive woman, it is not other guys' jobs to not hit on you. They're going to hit on you because you're attractive and they're dudes. I understand that. It is your job to protect your mouth, your nipples, your butt, your vagina from other dudes touching them. That is your job to do that. And if you can't understand that, or if that seems too draconian, there is no fucking way I want to go out with you. That's it. That's the only thing. That's the only rule. I shouldn't even have to ask for that. I shouldn't. Now, that being said, I do have some female friends who are porn stars who date men, and the men are monogamous to the girl, and they have a monogamous marriage relationship while she goes off and films with other people. If you're a man and you accept that, that's fine. I would not accept that. And most guys that I know that are super high status would not accept that either. Mm-hmm. That's just generally what I found. Cool?
Anybody?
I love that. Anybody have any thoughts about Goodnight Queen? Anybody?
I was just going to say that I think I would miss the guy who talks to himself in my DMs just a little bit, because he sends really fire memes, honestly, and it's been years. I haven't responded in like 2 years, but every day I get memes. And they're kind of fun to look at.
Give him a shot then. Why don't you give the guy a shot?
I totally relate with that.
Because he's fat.
It makes you feel good. I'm like, wait, where'd my stalker go? I miss him. Come on,
Kind of
come
like
back.
when the loyal story likers stop liking your story. It's like, okay, is this not a banger?
I'm like, wait, why aren't you DMing me anymore?
It's like
What
they
did I
just
post that you don't
annoy
like
you
now?
so much, but then you're like, where'd they go?
That's funny.
Well, I just want to know, it's kind of scary how much AI is taking over. Like that is
Well, now all the guys are investing in AI robots, so they don't even want to deal with women
There
anymore.
are 100,000
They're just like
sex robots you can buy now.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
like F women. Let's just get an AI robot.
have you seen that new Megan Fox movie?
Yes, it's so good.
Okay, it was kind of hot.
It was.
I just love her, but I'm like, really though, it can't be better than the real thing. Like,
Yeah, but what if
I
you
mean,
never
yes
had
and
the real
no.
thing? What, and by the way, you know what else is not as good as the real thing? I'm going to tell you because I've tried both. Pornography is not as good as actually having sex. Actually, having sex is a lot better, but there are still millions of men addicted to pornography. And I think a sex robot is probably a few steps better than that.
Yeah.
So I have a different hypothesis for you, which is your grandchildren, their first sexual experiences are going to be with a robot, and they're never going to want to try women.
I believe
They're never going to want to try women because women are going to be like, you're too short. Ew, you don't make enough money. I need $500,000 for a wedding ring. Or I don't want, you better have Dubai money if you want to mess with me. Fuck this. I'm going to go fuck my robot instead of dealing with you. That's what's gonna happen.
Imagine your
my
AI
generation.
robot, yeah.
No, we're not going to do that. My kids, I'm going to I will belittle my kids if they try to do that. But their kids, you just never know. You don't know what's going to be. Can you imagine? Okay, it's 2025, 1925, right? We're before the Great Depression, right? We're in the Roaring 20s, and you go tell some farmer, it's like, yeah, women in 2025 have breast implants. They actually put silicone in their boobs. The people in 1925 be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. What's
That's
silicone?
crazy. Nobody would ever. Yeah, exactly. What's silicone? They would have but they could not possibly believe that's true. But then we look at it now, and we've just gotten used to it. And to the point where you're a guy like me, and I can't date a girl who doesn't have a boob job.
Yeah, I think it already is becoming the norm. Like people have AI girlfriends online. They message them every day. It's like killing men loneliness. Yeah, and there's not even real women messaging you back. This is all just like media.
Girls
group.
get so mad when I say this, but of course what you're saying is true.
Yeah, no, it's just like these guys are talking to
Going back and forth
robots.
with some Filipino.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, your penis so big. Yeah, it's just on OnlyFans.
Joe Bob's and Virginia.
My account.
No, there are some that do.
I run my own
Very
account.
rarely. Like there's
Thanks.
so many messages. You can't handle all the messages. Like you need to have people.
I think
write
it's
for you.
honestly, I think it's kind of. Well, I mean, it shows the human condition right now because these guys just want to believe that somebody on the opposite side of the screen gives a flying fuck about how
and
their
you know
day
what?
went.
It's
You
so
know?
sad. I feel sad for men nowadays
We're
because
commodifying
it's
that
just-
experience.
it's just a lot for men to go through.
Well, the
financially,
reason I'm saying that-
emotionally, they can't like express their emotions.
Well, they are.
They're
They are,
paying
but
for
it's-
it
Or
too.
people gamble
Like
and
they
they pay
pay
right
for
there
it.
more money than they spend on OnlyFans, and they lose it all.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
At
It's
least
pretty.
they have
It's
something for it.
getting pretty close. $6.6 billion in OnlyFans, and I don't know what the U.S. gambling debt is for the whole year, but it might not be that much. I don't know. It's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
OF is catching up to gambling.
Wow. I mean, some men aren't getting the attention or, respect that they need or want at home. So that's why a lot of men resort to, okay, if I'm not going to get it from here, then this girl at Sapphire is going to make me feel like I'm $1 million. And because my wife's not doing
But
it.
they're not even coming into the strip club as much as they used to.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
OnlyFans is taking over.
Everything online's
guys
taking over.
coming into the strip club.
So I guess it's just like trading off now. Like women online are able to play on that and play on men's emotions kind of and be like, okay, well, let's record or
It just
have a FaceTime chat and I'm going to make you feel like $1
But that's
million.
what I'm saying.
You know?
Like just to be like through a screen, you're getting paid so much money rather than in person.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. I don't know what it is, but
I know guys that will have multiple, well, maybe like 2 or 3 OnlyFans girls that they really are their favorites, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And they will seriously go through a series of virtual relationships with those girls. And if something happens, like they'll go through a breakup, like literally go through a depression and when they break up with one. And it's like she's an OnlyFans girl. You don't even know who this person. You've never met her in real. Never, yeah, really. You never met this person in real life, but they go through that, and then what happens is then they get all pissed off and get pissy, and then kind of go, get introspective and everything, and then they go find another OnlyFans girl, or they go to one of their other alternates, or they come back, and they literally have like these virtual vicarious relationships with a person they've never touched, they've never kissed, they've never seen
And this is
in
not
real
healthy.
life.
But obviously
This is
they're
not
getting
healthy.
something from
But they'll go through they'll go through the same process. They'll go through the same procedures as if it was a real relationship.
Yeah, the problem. So what you're describing is sedation, and the problem is not only are they moving further away from having a real relationship, they're damaging their ability to have a real relationship because they're actually again, it's like that girl who doesn't get any feedback and look at her life, look at the accountability in her life. Really, if the person was doing them a favor, they'd be like, "Why are you writing me? Go out and get a real girlfriend."
Because the escapism is better than their shitty lives.
Yeah. The sedation. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Again, because the thing is, all of you guys, doesn't make any difference. You all get attention online. All of you do. I know you do. Most guys get no attention from anyone. Most guys, they go through their whole life and like nobody cares at all.
But even when
they're
a girl
willing to
does start
pay
to
for that
care, and let's say you are one of those few guys and you're like, oh, wow, I got this girl. She's finally caring, or like she cares about me. But their brains are automatically going to play tricks on them, and they're going to run away like little bitches. Because
the guys?
Yeah, because they're going to be like, oh, this girl's all of a sudden showing me attention. Like, they're not going to know how to process that.
I don't know which guys you're talking about, but yeah.
Most guys. Okay,
yeah.
most guys. I think most guys.
Yeah, if I've liked a girl for a while, she starts paying attention, I'm going to probably reciprocate. Yeah. I'm not going to.
Well, maybe not even a girl you like, maybe just a girl in general showing you attention.
I don't know who you're talking about, but maybe there are some guys that are like that. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
I feel like the men that live behind a computer screen and never get out, when they actually finally do, they're gonna struggle to actually have that genuine
for sure.
connection.
I.e., sex robots. Correct. You
But
are
it gives
correct.
them confidence too. Because they're talking to girls they would normally not have the confidence to talk to in real life.
I don't know if it.
But there's a buffer there.
Yeah,
There's a buffer.
Not only is there a buffer, but it's the idea I get good at talking to women because I go to strip clubs. It's not really true. Like it doesn't make you better
but
with
they're
women.
not going to talk to you in real life, so they get that opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah, and what if you genuinely like making human connections?
Then you probably shouldn't be. You probably would have an easier time going out and meeting women.
No, I'm saying like from the woman's perspective, like talking to the men that go on.
I will say most women are on OnlyFans for money, not to make human connections.
Well, I mean, everybody has a job to make money, but if you like what you do, that's a bonus, right?
Yes.
So, I wouldn't do anything that I don't like to do.
For sure.
If you made half of what you make on OnlyFans right now, would you still be doing it? Because you like human connection.
Yes, because I used to be a teacher, and that was way.
She's teaching through OnlyFans, damn it!
That's dedication. I got to show you this one. This is a perfect follow up to that last one.
Oh my God! What? What? It keeps going. What? No, you can't send a picture. No.
That's a parrot.
Holy shit.
That was the response to a ghosting or a rejection from this guy.
Wow.
And
I believe it.
Do you?
I do.
Wow. Very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is okay, but it's just like
Still want to make that human connection?
But it also.
I think you should have made it a voice memo.
The problem is the success rate is zero. Like the idea, like, hey, a girl has lost attraction for me, so I'm going to logically explain to her why she should be with me. That has worked 0 times throughout the history of humanity. It doesn't work. So that's the only reason why I tell, like, guys, if a girl doesn't like you anymore, like, charge it to the streets. There's no, it's like, on the one hand, you could explain to her why she's wrong for breaking up with you. On the other hand, you could date her best friend. I guess which one works better, because I could show you, okay? Like, you leveling up as a man is the only real thing you can do if you go through something like that.
But I guarantee you, if that guy was messaging her, just like the other video, if all of a sudden he stopped, she'd be like, why did he stop?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Should I message him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's fucked up, but like, that's just how it works.
It's like reverse psychology.
Yes. You're like, wait.
Yeah.
Like, so.
I didn't know if you guys know this, but men are lonely here too. Look at this.
Let's watch this
To
video.
mention that we don't have a loneliness epidemic, we have a loser epidemic. Absolutely. Y'all who are waking up, these men who are waking up in the morning with their mouth taped shut, should keep that there. Start there. Male loneliness epidemic is funny because at no fucking time do the cat ladies ever get worried that they're going to die alone. They're not going to die alone. They're not even going to die alone just with their cats. I know for a fact that if I ever was in a hospice situation, something horrible happened to me, I couldn't advocate for myself, right? Like a lot of people end up in those situations and all they want and need is someone to be there. I got people for miles that would pull up. I have family members. I have my sister. I have friends. I have a network of relationships. Never have I ever considered in my mind thinking, oh, you know, if I do end up not marrying someone or not spending my life with someone, has it ever even crossed my mind that I'm going to be lonely? Never once. The difference isn't that, oh, women think about this and they establish relationships. It's that we care about the relationships in our life that aren't romantic. Think about that. We don't treat our friendships, our families, our nieces, nephews, anyone, even like coworkers to a certain extent when you get close with them, like they're just there as placeholders until you find a marriage. Male loneliness epidemic will be solved if y'all just make friends and keep them, or have friends that aren't just shallow and superficial and you can't even call on the phone when you're having a bad day. Wouldn't even pull up to your hospital.
Okay, so she's just rambling on. So now the part, and I'm going to make this really quick. The part she doesn't grasp is she's an attractive woman talking about I have people in my corner and I'm not lonely. It's very similar to the male model telling other guys, hey, just go direct to women and tell them that you're interested in them.
Just lift, bro.
She's so out of, it's like, it's so obvious the more she talked how incredibly out of touch she is with this idea that if men just made more friends, then they wouldn't have this loneliness epidemic. Not that women are just ignoring those men because of social media. She's not going to see that because she doesn't see, because she's actually the perfect example. She doesn't even notice their pain. She's exactly what I'm talking about. The loneliness epidemic comes because women like her don't even notice these men exist. They don't even see their pain. And so her response is, there's no loneliness epidemic. That super hot guy I went on a date with last week, I'm sure he's not lonely. I'm like, no, but the mailman is. That you totally fucking ignored. Does that make sense? Anybody else have anything to say about this?
Yes, she chose Taylor Swift tickets over Bitcoin.
That is absolutely right. I totally agree. That's amazing. Speaking of someone who isn't lonely.
Uh-oh.
What we got coming in here?
Hey guys, can everybody start singing? Ready? On the count of 3. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rollo. Happy birthday to you.
Make
Who's
a
this
wish.
beautiful, beautiful blonde?
We just have random Instagram model bringing him a cake. That's what's going on here.
That's amazing.
Shout out. Okay, awesome. Can we we have the plates and all the other stuff?
Oh,
Here
man.
we go.
Here,
Let's
move
put it
that
right
out of the way.
Beautiful.
Incredible. 57.
Thank you.
That's because that's his credit score. He's actually 41. Yes. Incredible. He did it. He has the lung capacity to blow that out. Awesome. All right. And we'll be celebrating his birthday tomorrow at Babes in Toyland. We're going to be doing that as well. But it was incredible. Again, random Instagram model just brought it up. We have something else? What is this right here? It's another cake. Put that in.
How many cakes do I get?
Nico, cut them up. Cut them up. Let's go. I'm taking. Listen.
I want some cake.
I want that. I want that one right there. I like that. I don't want to eat too much because we're going to Peppermill after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome, man. We got him on this one. I'm sure he had no idea.
I had no idea. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Roll.
Happy
birthday.
Beautiful.
You're an Aries?
Yes, that would make me an Aries.
Wow.
Thank you.
My daughter.
Yeah, here, let me pull these out.
What are you?
Yeah, and they're fiery. Oh my god.
What are you?
Got it.
I'm a Pisces.
Spicy Pisces. Cute.
You're Pisces?
Oh wow.
Hi, Day. Very emotional.
So I'm
Yes, that's what it is.
Pisces
It's all
Cancer,
astrology is all real. All of it is completely accurate.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
uh-oh.
Wait, whoa. Are you okay?
Everybody take a plate. Everybody take a plate.
Wait, what did you say? You're.
I've had my thing like red or whatever.
I guess so.
Shit about this.
Not
Yo,
emotional.
I want that white cake.
I want that one too.
I wish that was me. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm a triple Gemini.
I'm a double.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, who wants chocolate? Who, grab the chocolate. Somebody grab chocolate. Grab chocolate.
March 14th. Friday.
Oh my gosh, I'm March 15th.
I'm a February.
You like chocolate?
February.
I'm gonna eat both,
You're gonna eat both.
and I'm gonna have a blueberry muffin at Peppermill.
It's that good?
Yeah, well, it's because the Ozempic hasn't kicked in yet.
Brother, I'm dead. That's so fucking funny.
Guys, I'm trying to eat good right now. Why
Trying to
is
eat good?
Yes.
It's fine. Hey, listen.
No, I'm-
Don't worry about it. The Ozempic will kick in tomorrow. It's fine.
Really? No, that eats your muscle.
The great way to think about it is that you can take more tomorrow.
That eats your muscle. Don't take that.
No. You know what eats your muscle? Not eating protein. It's not the Ozempic.
I eat so much protein.
Right. What I'm saying is if you take Ozempic and eat protein, you won't lose muscle.
Yeah, but I think what happens is people take it and then they don't want anything. So they don't. It doesn't sound good. It sounds like they would make them nauseous. You know.
You know what? There's so much protein in this cake.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Ozempic, the winner.
Oh.
I love sheet cake.
Can you guys taste the semaglutide in the cake?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna eat, I prefer vanilla. But...
That cake is filled with Anabar.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, seriously though, I decided. I think I told you at Babes in Toyland. I decided to do a fitness show. It's not till August, but like I swear to God, I keep traveling now, and all these things come up where I like would normally not have like opportunities to eat like shit, and it keeps happening.
It's hard.
I keep telling him I'm not going to cheat anymore on my diet.
Anabar and Ozempic, you'll be ripped. You'll win the whole
Ew,
thing.
I don't want to be like manly ripped. No, I'm doing like the
Don't worry about it. We have
girly
this,
one.
this
The girl,
societal
the bikini.
problem. Of getting too fit.
Pilates princess. That's what you want to get. Pilates princess.
Yes. Yeah.
Me too.
This chocolate cake
strong,
is
like,
so
cardio
good.
is so sexy.
It is pretty good.
It's good.
Social Circle. See it, guys? Right here? MOAmentoring.com. Social Circle. Dab it up. Dab it up, motherfuckers. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let me ask you a question. This has to do with my business. I'm curious. Can I get another piece of that white cake?
What? Is that butter cake?
Yeah, the white cake. Give me another piece. Ladies, if you had a guy friend, would you set him up with girls? Would you give him advice and help him talk to girls?
100%.
Absolutely. Yes.
Wait, all of you said yes? What an incredible idea.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's a pretty massive advantage if a dude was like trying to talk to a girl and walked in with Taylor and Taylor introduced a girl to him?
Yes.
You guys pretty
Yes.
having a girl introduce you?
Because there's a trusted source.
Keep going. Keep going.
Well, I'm the best
Devil's
wingman.
advocate with this one. One of my best friends of all time. He's an amazing photographer, videographer out here. And not to spill his business, but he had several relationships or dating moments end last year, all because they couldn't handle him being friends with such attractive females. I mean, granted, these were obviously very insecure women then to some degree, but we would even sit down with these girls and meet them and be like, there's no issue. Like, there has never been an if and or but or consideration. Like, he is genuinely like.
So you're telling me that a man can just be friends with women and that actually generates jealousy and attraction from other women?
Yes.
MOAmentoring.com. MOAmentoring.com.
Men aren't going to be friends with women they're not attracted to.
What are you saying?
Men aren't going to be friends with women that they're not attracted to.
I'm sitting right here. I'm friends with tons of women I'm not attracted to. I'm friends with hundreds of women I'm not attracted to. I have a problem. Every girl I date has at least an 800cc boob job. So every girl who doesn't have that, I'm friends with. Wow. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you, it's the truth. So I have no problem being friends with women I'm not attracted to.
Well, okay, so like kind of back to what I was saying earlier. When I was younger, I think it would make me insecure having a guy with all these like attractive girlfriends or just girlfriends in general, right? Like no, like guys aren't supposed to be. You know, I was very.
It would make you insecure or make you attractive.
No, I'm saying when I was younger. Okay. But maybe somewhat attractive. But now I think it's a good thing because I'm like, oh, they're good with women, right? Like they're good at talking to them. They understand women, so they're gonna understand me in our relationship.
I agree.
So I look at things different.
And it's built-in friends too. You
There's
get
another
built-in
thing.
girlfriends.
There's another thing. As a man, you can be friends with women. It doesn't mean you need to be more woman-like. You know what I talk about with my female friends, Sarah? I talk about college football. I talk about sports. I talk about rescuing animals. And I go to the gym with them. Mm-hmm. Just because they're female and I'm friends with females, I'm not going to start doing my nails. I'm going to play Call of Duty. You know, we can hook up and talk about something else. But that's the thing. When guys, if you have a bunch of female friends who are down for you in social situations, you're going to meet 10 times as many women. Mm-hmm. People have a hard time with this because then you'd have to admit that you're friends with girls. And there's so many people in this space who hate that idea of being friends with women. But that's the reason why me and my clients do 10 times better than any other dating company in the world. Let me say that again. My clients and I do 10 times better than any other dating company in the world because we were far and away the first people saying, dude should have a ton of female friends. Yeah. Nobody was saying it before me because I got videos in 2008 of me saying it. And so because of that, then now all of a sudden you see all these other people. I heard fucking Sadia Khan talking about guys having friends. And I like the guy, but I heard Coach Kyle talking about guys. have female friends, and that one dude, he goes, you need to have more hoe friends. You guys remember that one clip? Yeah. Now all of a sudden everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, but it's just something I've been saying for 16 years. Cool. You want to try another? Well, I don't know.
I got to get to it first.
I think actually having a lot of female friends makes you better in a relationship. Because you hear probably things from them in their relationships, and you're like, oh, girls don't like that. Oh,
Some.
you know, like some. Yeah.
Some. Because there
No,
are
I'll tell you what, it
friends
makes
that
you better in a
attach.
relationship.
Like,
yeah.
If a guy has a buff, the butt ugly fat friend thing, he's a walking red flag because that bitch actually wants to be with him and she can't be with him, so then she sabotages your relationship.
So
that shit happens.
Okay.
So I think it does make relationships better,
Yes,
but not for
it
the reason
happens.
you're saying. It makes it better because she sees all the other girls around and is super horny for him, and that's what helps relationships. She's all like, I'm going to keep my man, and becomes very sexually stimulated by him because other women are around, and she sees them. Maybe a little bit of dread, maybe not completely a threat, but a little bit of dread. And now she's throwing herself at him, and the more she wants sex with him, the better the relationship is. Because I'm going to say this, and you guys might disagree, but in a relationship, because you guys get so much attention on social media, you need to be a little bit more into your man than he is into you. Because if he's more into you than you are into him, and you've got Chris Brown and Tyga in your fucking DMs, it makes it hard. You have 2 leverage points. So it's important that she's just a little bit more into him than the other way around.
Like sexually?
Sexually, just in general. She's just a little bit more invested in the relationship than the other way around. And the other thing I advise men is, dudes, you are never to ask, what are we? She needs to ask first. If you're dating a girl and you're sleeping with her and you're the first one to bring up the monogamy in the relationship, get ready. You are in deep shit. You are in deep shit, bro. She's the one who needs to bring it up. That is natural. It is natural for a woman to be the gatekeeper of sex, and it is natural for a man to be the gatekeeper of a relationship. And if a man is sitting there giving away the relationship off the rip, then he's not the gatekeeper of anything. Make sense? Cool. You want to try another one?
Yeah. Okay, you ready for a funny one? Here's a funny one. It's not as quite.
I don't know where I'm going to fit this chicken fried steak I'm about to eat at Pepper.
It's not quite as good as Buttress pillow, but
clap back.
I am fucking horny, goddammit. I am trying to wear some slutty man, like a combination butt plug and backpack. Like, just shove that boner up my butthole and jump on my back, because we got chores to do, and you're buying me lunch, bitch. Please book a cameo. Link in bio.
That girl said link in bio.
Crazy thing is, somebody's gonna do it.
She had 0 fun.
Someone's gonna do it.
She's an influencer.
Yeah.
I need that hard wiener up in my butt.
She's like, let's go.
Jump on my back. Nobody clip this. Jump on my back. Put that wiener in my butt.
Oh, God.
It's just a number for her. She's staying young.
Oh, God.
Right? Mentality.
That's what I heard. Butt sex keeps you young. I was reading a study on that. Just a little. Have you seen this one rekindled?
Which one?
Just type rekindle. Just type R. If you push the R button, it'll take you right to it.
I don't know if I didn't put that one on.
Oh, you did?
I think that one was not available.
Okay.
Shoot, was it? I was like, if I try one bite, I'm gonna. I
shouldn't have did it.
I have it.
That's good.
And I'm such a
Let's
sweet.
do.
Me
girl,
too.
too.
I have no self-control when it comes to sweets.
I know.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, here we
It's
go.
okay.
How about this
But I
one? I
literally
don't know if we got to this one last
The
week.
terrible
That's
ironies
what
of
he
dating
said.
as a man is that one of the most attractive things that you can have, one of the most attractive traits you can have, is already having a girlfriend. Numerous studies with various methodologies all converge on the idea that if you're walking around and you're holding hands with a woman already, if you're already with a woman, that will make you more attractive to other women. And a lot of people know about this phenomenon, but they kind of dumb it down, right? They talk about it in a competitive landscape, like, oh, she's naturally competitive and she wants her spot or whatever. And it's really not like that. It's more of an informational problem. If you're looking for mates, right? If you're trying to find out who to partner with, usually all you can see is physical attractiveness. But if you see that they already have someone, right? Someone else already loves them, then they've already done the informational deadlift of sussing out their personality, their resource procuring abilities, all the various things that go into mate choice have already been cleared by another person. They've already been co-signed as a potential partner by another woman. It makes sense that men with partners are perceived as more attractive. Because if you're choosing between two people of equal physical attractiveness, then the one who already has a partner is the one you have more positive information about.
Shout out to Mackin, because I'm stealing that. The informational deadlift. It's true.
Yeah.
So when I see a woman that I find physically attractive, I have all the information I need. Now, long term, she may turn out to have borderline personality disorder, or be nuts, or have terrible credit, or like try to sleep with my friends. But in the short term, the information I need to have sex with her, I get immediately. I have what's called perfect information. Okay. Some of these surgeries are making that information imperfect for some guys, but for the most part, we have perfect information. Okay. For women, you guys have imperfect information. He may look the way you want, but he may be terrible in bed, a stalker, physically violent, micro penis, incredibly poor. Like, you don't know these things. You have imperfect information. But when he's dating a girl who's very attractive, or you see that his ex was very attractive, then your information becomes more perfect. Not quite perfect, but more perfect, which is the reason why pre-selection works so well for men. Doesn't really do quite the same thing for women, but it works so well. Or the term is mate choice copying in humans. That's the reason why that works.
Pre-qualified.
Yes, pre-qualified. You guys have have you guys ever seen a guy who other women chose and you thought he was more attractive?
I actually went through a breakup with a guy who told me that he cheated on me more specifically because he got hotter bitches' attention
From dating you.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And he thought it was actually going to boost my confidence.
Oh my God.
Really fucked up.
What kind of villain so you guys running into? That's evil. That's so mean. What the hell?
Yeah, women generally, I've heard that the number about like 3 points or 30% more attractive men who are taken than men who are single.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
You want what you can't have.
Because it's like, yeah, and not just that, women see value in you now.
Yeah.
Ooh, especially if you're an attractive woman and you're like, that's why you see like the ugly guy with the hot girlfriend, he has value. He's doing something right. All of a sudden, all these hot girls want to go after this man. You want to be getting them.
I used to put it to the test every time. I would take my like nerdy guy friends out and they're like, oh, I'm not going to meet anyone. I go, sweetheart, you're with me. As soon as I walk away, someone's going to come up to you.
It's always like
every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. And they're just like, how did you do that? I'm like, what do you mean? I go, sweetheart, it's because I'm standing next to you.
And not just that, like there's value in men having attractive women around them. And it's kind of crazy. It's like a psychology thing. It's like, okay.
What a discovery. Oh my God.
What an incredible discovery. MOAmentoring.com. MOAmentoring.com.
I don't think they need to necessarily be in a relationship, but like back to the female friends thing, I think having that confirmation that women want to be around that man, even in a platonic sense, is like confirmation that he's a good person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Also, because female intuition is imperfect. That's why. That's because you're looking for the guy. I usually call this like the hypergamous filter, right? This the guy. You got to make sure that the guy is really who he says he is, and so it's like this series of qualifying acts or qualifying behaviors. Meaning, like you're watching, like, can he hold a conversation? Is he funny? Is he really who he says he is? I mean, that's really, if you go and you look at shows like The Bachelor, which is now in its 30th fucking season right now. The reason why that show is so popular is because it plays on women's need to know, is this guy the real deal? And so it's this need to know, because in our ancestral past, if a woman, even if she got with the right guy, she could still die through pregnancy or through warfare or for whatever circumstance, just as in general. But she has to know that this guy's not going to ejaculate and evacuate, right? He's not going to just knock you up and leave.
I want that on a shirt.
Yeah, ejaculate and evacuate. Yes, thank you, MLD, for that one. But it's
the stability.
But the thing is like it's much easier if you have a collective of sisterhood to say, yeah, he's pre-approved. He's already with somebody. He's got a wedding ring on. He's already pre-approved by the sisterhood.
Letter of recommendation.
Because it does the heavy lifting. Like I said, it's not just you trying to figure it out on your own. It's like I keep telling guys in the Reignite program that you're not just dating the girl, or you're not just trying to qualify for the girl. If you go in, like today, it's all about Instagram, right? You want to find out if you're the real deal. Are you really, a lawyer? Are you really a surgeon? Or are you like a barista, And so you're not actually dating the girl that you are trying to be approved by that one girl. You're trying to be approved by her mom, her sister, her friends, her nieces, or whatever it is, all of this collective that is saying this guy is already pre-approved for, like, we like him, he's cute, go for it, girl, why wouldn't you?
You know, one of the things I find frustrating with female friends that I genuinely care about is how their emotions are based so much on, their attraction is based so much on emotion. And then I'm just like, I'll show them, hey, why don't you go on ChatGPT and just like look up whether or not any of the shit he says is true. I remember I was talking to this one girl. She was a stripper at the Rhino. She goes, yeah, I was dancing for the guy the other day. He's the president of Bitcoin. And I was like,
brother.
What? What? I mean, did you just hear this shit? And it's just
That's funny. Jake's the president of it.
Yeah. It's just like, especially dude with like Perplexity, ChatGPT, Grok, you can just like do deep research on anybody and just tell whether or not you're dealing with a dude who's a phony. And I'm just like, it's frustrating for me, you know, growing up and working in nightlife a lot, seeing dudes who were phonies just run away with the hot girl. The way that I was just like, why don't girls do a little bit more checking? They really think this guy's a Bitcoin entrepreneur or a Forex? Like, no, it's like, no, this guy's broke. I don't understand how you don't fucking see that. That Lambo's rented, but they don't see it because they don't do any kind of research because it's always their feelings. Like, I don't know. We just had a connection. I'm like,
well, it's like
having connection with the rich dudes. I don't understand.
It's like that poster. I want to believe. You know?
I want to believe. Exactly. Yeah.
But I think it's like the reason why is because we live in a time right now where it's never been easier to fake the cues of high value. So, I mean, one of the things, you know, you and I both do is when we're teaching guys how to sort of curate their Instagram pictures, it's like you have to do certain things so that you are actually, you know, triggering the psychological effects of high value. And it's like I said, it's never been easier because it's all based on perception. It's all based on the visual right now, rather than like meeting that person. I think one of the reasons why like women like to meet guys in real time is because you get more information out of meeting the guy in person instead of like meeting them online where you're only dealing with like text and pictures.
But I also think women are more flaky than ever now because they can continue to get validation without meeting those guys. That is the flake rate for women right now. I've had so many guys, I have 3,600 clients, and I ask them all the time, have you noticed, especially the ones who are in their 40s, have you noticed the flake rate of women in general, not just your experience, but your experience in general, has gone up astronomically? And it has. It absolutely, it's one of the craziest things that I've seen. And it is just one of these things where it's like the accountability, like the idea of like, could you imagine if I just didn't show up for the show and then didn't call you to tell you why I wasn't coming?
Right.
Like you wouldn't even be mad. You'd be confused. Like what in the...
I would think you were in jail.
Yeah, what in the blue fuck are you doing? Like, why
you?
would you do... For us as men, the idea of no call, no show to anything is just so outside of our reality. And then we see women in the flake rate for everything, dude. Modeling shoots, like comp tables, whatever it is. Like you could say whatever, paid modeling shoots, you'll see girls flake. And I'm like, what in the world? I had a bikini competition for $130,000. I had a girl who made top 10 and she no called, no showed. And I was like, I wasn't mad at her because another girl took her place and took her money. I was just like, how could you do that to yourself? Yeah. You're sitting there being flaky for no reason. And it's just one of the craziest things. And so I try to ask women, it's like, why is it that you just can't get up? You can't just text back. You can't do anything. And I think what's happened is they just take the attention they get so much for granted because they get so much attention from men and they just think it's going to be there forever. And then all of a sudden, good night, queen. And then that's gone. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they notice it. But the other thing I've seen is, and this is really important, this is the reason why long distance, he's the first person I read this about, and it's absolutely true. Long distance relationships do not work. And the reason why they don't work is because as a man, I get my validation from intimacy from a woman. And more importantly, her desire to want to be intimate with me. So it has to do with physical touch. I can't do that long distance, but she can get her not always, but she can get her validation from my attention. I can still give you my attention over FaceTime, but I can't get your intimacy over FaceTime. So in a long distance relationship, she's getting all this validation, he's getting none. And then I've also seen, I mean, I live in Vegas. Like guys, I'm not telling you this because I was the one getting cheating on. I'm telling you this because I'm the one on stage with Diplo and Marshmallow watching who goes up into the room. Like I'm the one watching this. I've seen girls who I know to be good girls, but it's just their hoe friends taking Molly up in the right hotel room, and then just shit happens. And that's the way it works. Yeah.
Right. I think one of the
life.
I think there's like.
Speaking of which, we should try that one. Rekindle with my boyfriend.
I think we are.
No, we have another one.
Do I have another? Well, let me get this.
Oh
one
wait, we couldn't.
Yeah, we couldn't do that one. I got.
Yeah.
Let me do this
One
one.
of the reasons I say that I have been very single is because I just have very high standards, like I do for myself.
Why you should date me is, if you don't, I have a series of explosives in all of your loved ones' homes, so if I get eliminated, so do they.
Incredible that you've made it so far.
A lot of people are saying that. It's starting to hurt, but yeah.
Look, I think you have a great sense of humor. You've been making my sister laugh.
Okay.
But now it's time to get serious. Do you think you can do that?
No.
We're gonna have to try.
Then I will. Right now I'm picturing hugging her and I'm salivating a little bit in the best way.
But you would keep things slow and respectful.
Depends who you ask.
And it was not an easy decision. I had two polar opposites. One very wholesome, very genuine man, really looking for something to settle down. The other, very funny, potentially crazy. At the end of the day, I'm always attracted to danger, so I am eliminating number 4.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
I dreamed of you last night being warm.
Oh, did
and you
you?
are.
She's attracted to danger.
Just the more toxic, the more you just don't play into their frame, act completely toxic. The more you say it and just joke about it and you completely own it. You
agree and amplify.
When guys like that stop getting laid, let me know. Give me the blog. Give me the memo when that happens. It doesn't. And then so the thing is that type of behavior that you see keeps getting rewarded, and then women complain about, well, he was toxic. Well, that's who you choose. And it's not your fault.
Do you think that works long term though, or just
of course it doesn't work long term. Nothing works long term.
Okay.
We have a 56% divorce rate. There's no long term.
But I'm just saying, like, it works initially.
Let me
but
help you
won't
with this.
Stick around.
We here at this show are describing a problem, somewhat of a problem, or at least an economic issue that's happening between men and women. And the solution is nothing. Nothing. There's no solution. This is how it's going to be. If there was a solution, we all would have met the first person when we're 17 and stayed with them for the rest of our lives. But we don't. We have a 56% divorce rate. Second marriage, 63% divorce rate. Third marriage, 74% divorce rate.
Because they have it down, they know how to do it.
Yeah, but we have the lowest marriage rate. We have the lowest marriage rate and fertility rate in like recorded history. None of it's working, Taylor. None of it. None of it. We're going the opposite. We're going in the opposite direction. And so when people are all like, "What do we do to fix it?" Nothing. Go ahead, buy your sex robot because this is the way we're going right now.
Buy your sex robot.
Buy your sex robot today.
Do they have
Dude,
males?
the butt
Do they have
pad.
male sex robots?
Yeah. So there is. Check out.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Can you imagine when girls start filming with male sex robots and start making a boatload
Actually,
on
that's
going to be really funny.
Cut them
Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
originated.
I was going to say trademark that now. No, I was about to say, as far as the danger and stuff like that, it kind of plays into what you guys were talking about a minute ago when we were talking about perceptions. Why do they keep doing that? Why do women keep coming back to the same guy, over and like? And I keep thinking of like the Tinder swindler. Okay, so the Tinder swindler, like I want to believe all of those girls wanted to believe that this guy was from a family of Hasidic diamond merchants, was a secret agent from Mossad.
But they were all young and immature, right, Rollo?
They were in their 30s and some of them pushing 40s with careers taking out up to 9 bank accounts or bank loans for this guy to the tune of $30,000, $40,000
Chat GBT deep research. Yeah. If any of them had done that on this moron, they would have found out in 3 seconds this shit wasn't real. But it's just like,
but they wanted to believe.
They want to believe. That's the issue. They just desperately want to believe it. I don't know why. I would use perplexity, honestly. But it's just crazy to me how you could have the research to understand like what it is that you're getting into and how few women do that.
Well, it was unfolding like a movie for them.
It was unfolding like we lead with our emotions.
Of course.
I think you're right. But I think there is a beauty in that. To an extent, I think you should do your research. You should be smart, but I also think that softness that a woman brings with emotion is also a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. Listen,
us
your
not
pickiness sucks for us when we're trying to go out with you.
Yeah.
But when we're married to you and we have a daughter, your pickiness is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing in the world. My daughter, again, when I'm trying to date a girl, I'm like, man, I wish she wasn't so picky. But when I have a daughter, I want her to be picky as shit. So there's two sides to it, right? And so for me, I'm just like, well, then let me work with the pickiness. And so how do I get around the pickiness? Pre-selection, having a bunch of female friends, getting in better shape, becoming a better speaker, charisma, humor, competency, relevancy.
But that was one of your greatest posts.
But you getting in shape, you having charisma, that's also helping you.
Yes.
So it's a win-win.
Exactly.
Right?
The things that make me more attractive to women help the world. You're correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's a better place.
The world is a better place.
Can you pull
when you're
up,
chasing tail, the world is a better place. We've solved all of it.
Can you pull up your
There's
one
a
post?
solution.
It was the best post I think I've seen you post on. I just laughed my ass off. It's the one with Charles Manson. And you were just like, it's not that you're too ugly. You just don't have charisma.
Oh, I forgot. You got to. I posted.
No, you posted this on Charles Manson, and you were just like, "Oh, he was skinny. He smelled bad, but he was having women commit murders."
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally, he had that woman Pinky put a gun up to freaking. Gerald Ford's head and tried to kill Gerald Ford in front of the courthouse in Sacramento, California, in front of the Capitol, and because she was in love with Charles.
But they were all there's so many. He had so many women in love with him, and he had girls committing murder. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, I'm reading this post, just laughing my ass off. These guys just don't have
you're not
charisma.
ugly. You just got to be more charismatic.
Yes, they're seeking the death penalty for Luigi now.
Are they?
Really?
Yes.
They're making like a law based off his name for like insurance not being able to deny claims or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always think of like Richard Ramirez or like, like some of these guys who are like, like mass murderers and they've got like teenage girl fan clubs. Yeah. And
he was cute.
I just finished the Menendez brothers biopic, and there's the same thing. Like both of them, I think, are married now, and like since they've been in prison for 30 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is Aristophilia.
Like Taylor, to your point is, a lot of people think that because my books are called The Rational Male, it's like I think everybody ought to be like Mr. Spock, and we should just completely obliterate our emotional side, which of course would deny our humanity, right? Yeah. So I've never been about that. But the thing, my problem is like when I'm watching something like The Tinder Swindler, it's women like directing their lives, guiding their lives by their emotions rather than by like using some kind of reason. When I was watching this, the first thing I was thinking of is like, where is this woman's man? Where's the guy who's going to step in here and go, no, you're not going to go and get on this guy's private jet 45 minutes after meeting him on Tinder. There's something wrong with this, right? Like, where's her brother? Where is her cousin? Where's her father?
Voice of reason.
Right. Yeah.
Girls like that aren't telling. Yeah, they're not going to tell the people in their life that are going to protect them because they're going to hear the answer they don't want to hear.
Or the guys would never dream of stepping in and go, oh, follow your heart, girl. It'll never lead you astray.
So here's the issue. Like, so one of the things is having a male family member maybe who's not attracted. So let's just say you have a female friend and you find this guy attractive, and that's her type as well, and she finds him attractive. She's not going to be able to objectively help you in this situation. His attractiveness is going to affect both of you, which is the reason why you should listen to grandma, because she's going through menopause. She's not having those emotional flows, and she's already dealt with the fuckboy 70 years ago, so grandma knows what's going on. I just like having someone who, like, again, when my female friend...
We just saw her in the other video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe that lady would care.
Yeah.
She would want him in her house.
When my female friends, when they ask me, about a dude, it's like, he doesn't affect me. His bad boy nature doesn't turn me on. So I
can be subjective.
I can be objective.
Or
I can be objective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be more objective in the relationship. So I recommend guys. So I have some female friends that I know are total red flags, complete red flags, and I'll have them look, and then they'll be like, because they're red flags and because they're my friend, they see the toxic behavior before I even do, because they see it in themselves, and then they'll give me advice, because we're not sleeping together, we're just friends, but they'll tell me, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now I see where this is going, and now I see this. Again, it's very frequent, like, friends of mine who end up dating sex workers, and they have no idea that they're dating a sex worker or a sugar baby or something like that, and then like, because I see it, because I've seen, so I live in Las Vegas, I can very quickly point out the problems that they have that they can't see, because they're too sexually stimulated by the person they're seeing. They're too attracted to that person to make logical decisions. So having a third person be able to look at your business, being able to look at your physique, honestly. Some people think they're in shape when they're not. Yeah. Being able to look at your relationship. Having a third person who doesn't have a vested interest in lying to you or like feeling the same way you do, that's probably the best. So like my girlfriend who's in love with me, probably not the best person. Hey, baby, do I look good? She's always going to tell me I'm in shape.
Right.
And like no matter what, she's always like, you were in shape. I was
you
like,
look like an ape.
Just tell me I'm fat, honey, but she's not going to do that.
So go to a trainer.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Exactly. Something objective is probably the best way to do that, right? And so you need that. You need that feedback. And a lot of times in our relationships, because, like, again, human procreation has to be the priority of the species, or else we wouldn't exist. There was a point, not even, what was it? 50, 60,000 years ago, there were 10,000 humans on the entire planet. No, I remember what it is. It's something like 71,000 years ago, all of humanity comes down to 6,000 reproducing females. of the entire fucking population
Earth,
comes down to 6,000 reproducing females. It's just some crazy number like that. It was so narrow. So reproduction had to be our priority. And so that's why reproduction or the things around it affect us more than anything, more than war, more than jealousy, more than being starvation, more than anything. It's our reproductive necessities.
Yep. Cool. Final thoughts.
Oh, final thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we do the Scott Galloway one?
Oh, you want to do Scott? Yeah, we can do Scott. Okay.
The reason why I want to do Scott Galloway is because Scott Galloway is a Democrat, because he doesn't agree with us politically and has still come to the same conclusions we have. That's why I think this is so. This video is so powerful to me.
Woman can go out with a guy, a high status male. She can have sex with him, which gives her the impression that's her weight class for a relationship. But he's not interested in a relationship. And then she basically decides the bottom 90 are no longer in her weight class. And you can't tell a woman to lower her expectations. But the reality is, and what the data I've seen on dating apps, is that all of the women want the same few guys and they shut out the rest.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a few things I'll respond to there. So one, going back to the income graph, I want to just call out that yes, right now in a few urban markets, women are making more than men. So women in DC and New York under 30 are making more than men on average, but in most situations, men are still making more than women, but we're talking about a projection. Going back to the dating research. So yes, it's exactly as you described. What we have right now is there's fewer and fewer men that are hypergamous mates for women. So if there's a much smaller pool of guys, then what you have is you have a bunch of women competing for the same men, and then a bunch of guys get ignored. But what I also see is that those top guys are having a hard time deciding. So I feel like in my coaching practice as a dating coach, I'm working with a lot of women who say, what do I do? I've changed my profile the way you said I should. I took your class, but I still feel like there's just not enough great guys. And then I work with these CEO men who are having such a hard time choosing. And so I think we really have this exacerbated problem where so many women are competing for the same men, and then a bunch of guys are getting ignored. And then what ends up happening is, where do those guys go? And they go online. That's what you see.
They go to porn.
They go to porn, or they go to Reddit. They're really going to some of these red-pilled communities. And so what you're seeing now is just men really opting out of society. So when you go back to that stat, 1 in 7 young men in the UK is NEET, not an employment, education, or training. They have just opted out.
Any thoughts, guys? I swear, like Professor Galloway. So when I heard that, the first thing I thought is, I have a clip where I literally say those exact same words, and I thought to myself, is Scott Galloway watching my show? Because that's exactly how I said it. It's like, because a woman fucks a 10, she thinks that she can date a 9.
Yeah, but when he says it, he's not radicalizing incels to go out and murder people.
The reason why that was so powerful to me is because Scott Galloway probably disagrees with us on almost everything else and still came to this conclusion that I've been saying before, while these other people keep telling us that there is no crisis in dating. I'm going to listen to Professor Galloway, and I'm going to listen to Richard Reeves. I'm going to listen to those people. I'm going to listen to Dr. Buss. I'm going to listen to William Costello. I'm going to listen to those guys rather than I'm going to listen to people trying to tell me that that's not what's going on. Cool. Anybody else?
No, it's like exactly what you said. And, having someone else speak about it just now, I was just like, wow, okay, what happens to all these other guys? They're going online. The emotional standpoint that men are facing now is just horrible.
Yeah.
But do you think it pushes the other guys, though, to better themselves and kind of look at
some of them, if they feel like they have a chance, but if they listen to Wheat Waffles or any of these other black pillars, they're being told they have no chance. Yeah. If you're not physically good looking or reach a certain standpoint, you should just give up or just move to another country.
It's self-defeating. It's nihilism.
Now you have these top boys.
Portray themselves on social media. So even if the problem is guys don't know how to portray themselves on social media. So even if you level up, you get the money, you get ripped. Most guys don't know how to portray that on social media in a
because they're incongruent.
Exactly.
Yes. In their headspace, they're incongruent with what they're. You can take a guy and you can make him as jacked as a bodybuilder, and you could make him as attractive, like physically attractive as possible. You can give him hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if that guy you can even teach him like routines in game. Like you can teach him how to like say the right words and everything like that. But if that guy in his headspace, it feels like an act to him. He's going to be incongruent, and he's going to screw it up every single time. You've got to change your mind about yourself. That's what they don't talk about. These people people don't talk about. And this is what pisses me the fuck
has to
off
be
is what
organic.
every time we've been talking about, like we use the term she says, oh, hypergamy, right? Like I remember a time when I was using the term hypergamy and everybody told me it was fake. Oh, that's not what it's about. You're using the term wrong. When they use it, it's fucking fine. But when me and Mike use it, we're asshats for saying we're wrong for saying something like that because we're in the red pill community, we're in the red pill space, right? And even if we're just like sort of red pill ancillary or red pill, on the side kind of thing, we get that association with that. They're not saying anything that I haven't been saying for the last 20 fucking years. But these people want to go and like say that this is some new crisis of dating or new crisis of gender or new crisis of marriage and people coming together. And it's simply not true. Well, we've been talking about this for a long time. They've just been ignoring it.
Real quick, super chats. I'm so happy Armani's back. Simp Siege. It's been called wifey material several times in the chat tonight.
Oh wow, thanks guys.
And then Sean Whalen, happy
We want
birthday,
you to
Rollo.
sing something.
And then Brandon is happy birthday, Swolo Rollo.
Hey.
Thank you for the super chats, guys.
Thanks guys, I appreciate
We
it.
did it. Kendra, what do you think of the show?
Oh my God. It was so much fun. Thank
Yeah?
you for having me.
You live here, right?
Did you like the cake?
I do. Yes, cake, delicious, perks. I do. I live here in Vegas. I have no plan on going anywhere for a long time.
Well, no, I'm saying because we want you back.
Yeah.
We want you to come back.
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm new to this whole podcast world, so this is fun.
Okay. Beautiful.
Exciting.
Beautiful. Taylor?
Oh, so this was actually my first podcast ever.
Yes.
I've always
Oh.
wanted a podcast. I'm like, I like to talk, obviously. But yeah, like I think it was great. So I think a lot of the stuff we brought up was very valid and yeah, it was really fun. So thank you for having me.
Of course. What'd you think, Charlotte?
Another fun podcast. Glad to be back again.
Nice. Awesome. Missy?
I had a great time. Thank you
Yes.
for having me.
Well, thank you, Missy.
Yeah, I drove all the way out from LA to be here.
Come to the charity tomorrow.
Yeah, come on.
Come to our charity tomorrow.
Okay.
Armani?
Cowboy hat.
It's always a pleasure, and I always have a good time, and it's like mentally stimulating. So I'll be here anytime, honestly. So yeah.
Amanda?
It's been fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Love it. Chloe?
This is my first podcast too, and I really appreciate you guys having me, and I look forward to the next one.
Awesome. Anytime you want to come on. Luke?
MOA, baby.
MOA? Yes. I don't know what that
Pitch
is.
it. Pitch
I don't know what
it.
that-
No clue.
I don't know what MOA
No,
is.
pitch it.
What is MOA? MOAmentoring.com. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Please, if you guys are anywhere near Clark County, you got to come to Babes in Toyland tomorrow at Jason Aldean's bar. It's going to be 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. We're raising money for Operation Fashion Tales. It's animal rescue. And so it's going to be a great time. We're all dressing up like cowboys, so it should be a really fun time. I know, Taylor, you're coming. Raise your hand. You guys are all coming? I think all you guys are coming.
I don't have a ticket. Come say hi.
by the way,
I like to talk to people.
If you have an issue, I'll just get you in. Don't worry about it. If you girls need to get in, I'll just give you a ticket.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. A couple more things. On April 19th is going to be the Bunny Ball in San Diego. We're going to be collecting stuffed animals for orphanages in San Diego. Bunny Ball, you got to come out to that. It's in San Diego, and I forgot exactly, but just go to the Bunny Ball on Instagram. It'll tell you which hotel it's at. And then on May 17th is going to be Babes in Toyland in Miami.
White Party.
It's the White Party in South Beach. So if you guys are interested in coming to that, that's also an animal rescue charity that we do out there. So those are the next few things we got coming up here pretty soon. And then May 18th, I'm going to be at EDC. I'm going to fly. I'm literally leaving in the middle of the night, flying back, and then going to EDC.
I'm going to be at EDC. This is my first time going.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Are you going to helicopter in?
No,
he's not.
No, that's funny that you probably
know.
He's
are.
going to fly in.
You definitely.
I mean, I feel like it's the only way to do it because
You
that's
should.
like, annoying to have to get in out of there, like in and out.
No, I end up.
That's the best way to do
Stay
it.
for camp after. The after party is where it's at.
Really?
Like,
I'm too fucking old for that.
Yes.
Chef's
I don't know.
EDC's
I go to
fun
sleep
for
early.
sure. No, it's
Bring an
incredible.
RV, babe. Just take. a
We
nap,
do
go
have an
back
RV,
out.
but
Yeah.
No, this is the first year I'm not working EDC, and every year I've done in Camp EDC the Go Go Bingo that happens from 5 to 7 in the morning. It's like
my
Walking Dead. It's the most entertaining thing
Oh my
I've ever seen,
gosh.
and people are raging still. And it's like last day, 5 a.m.
okay, we'll talk.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, I got. Look, I'll give you my announcements too. So first off, I will be at Babes in Toyland tomorrow as well. So my group Reignite has we've got a table there, so we will be in force there as well. We're also on April 19th as well. We're going to be doing a free open Zoom call for anybody who wants to get involved with the Reignite group. We're more of a sort of unfuck your life type group. So guys, if you are interested in sort of putting yourself back together or actually putting yourself together, we're here to help. We're like boots on the ground. We're actually guys who are like getting together community wise and doing stuff. We're not just sitting around podcasting. We're not just sitting around, just on our hands. So this is something that we're going to be doing on the 19th. It'll be 10 a.m. Pacific time. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and you can get more information about that. We will also be doing a week-long thing in Miami starting on the 13th through the 19th. We'll be doing a deep sea fishing trip, by the way, if you want to go. And then we've also got a style counseling session going on at Jackson Maximus, which is in Brickell. My good friend Jim Kilgore will be heading that up. And we'll be doing style counseling there. That's something that we're going to be doing through the Reignite group. And then we will also be have another table at the Miami White Party as well for Babes in Toyland. So if you're interested in that, it's reignitealpha.com.
Awesome. Guys, we will see. We don't know when the next one's going to be. We'll post it here in a little bit. Maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in 3 weeks. We'll figure it out. I actually like doing this on Wednesday, to be honest with you.
Really? I kind of do too.
What did you normally do it?
Thursdays.
Oh.
Thursdays, but Wednesdays I think it might be easier because like nobody's working here on Wednesday, so we may start doing that, and also because my calls are always right before this. Oh yeah, guys, thank you guys for jumping on here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I had another video go just like mega viral again, and I gained
which one?
It's the one where you live in a country where a man fucked a porn star while his wife was pregnant.
Nobody cares, yeah.
And nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
And it's really funny because the video, the first time I posted, got 33 million views. This last time on Instagram, it got I think it's 7 million views. And I will tell you that no one seems to get the point of the video.
Yeah.
I think the point of the video is I'm criticizing the president or Caitlyn Jenner or that I'm criticizing these people. I'm not. What I'm telling you, all of you are watching
the public.
I'm telling you, I'm criticizing you because if O.J. Simpson he was about to get a podcast right before he died. There's nothing you're going to do to screw up that bad. So take a chance.
Yes.
Become more risk tolerant and take a chance. If you don't understand what we're talking about, go back and watch the video I just made with Ty Lopez a couple of days ago that just came out, where we go over risk tolerance versus risk aversion. Those of you who are risk averse, you're the ones who become the YouTube trolls because there's no risk in trolling people on YouTube. Those of you who become risk tolerant and you have subject matter expertise along with determination, those are the people who become billionaires. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Take care. Peace.